All right, here we go. We are live on Pop Culture Breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. And I got to tell you, we talk about the highs and lows of pop culture. We got both this week. We've got both this week. We're swinging from the highs to the lows all across the spectrum. I've got, geek whiplash here from being elated and being outraged and every emotion in between. And we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about them killing off Batman in the Suicide Squad game. We're going to talk about the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire trailer. We're going to talk about Shatner. That's right. The William Shatner. Talking about the EU putting warnings about gender bias, about the phrase, "where no man has gone before." They can go fuck right off. We're also going to talk about He-Man, because one of us at least volunteered to look at that shit. Kevin Smith's He-Man, forget it. As far as I'm concerned, never looking at another frame of that shit. But we have some valiant members of our panel that actually did look at it. And our movie this week is The Burbs. So without further ado, let's go ahead and introduce the panel. We've got Gary Ambrosia here. Hail, Gary. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Hail to the chat. Hail to the wrenches. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gary. It's great to see you. I've got that same gremlin in the background that you've got over there. I've got him right over here. Yeah. Got him for my birthday last year. Yeah, I really love him. It's amazing. It's a great figure.
It's a good sculpt. Yeah, it looks really good.
God damn, you almost think it came out of the real mold or something. It really looks good. And we've got Robert Wright here. Hail, Robert Wright. How are you? I believe that you are the sacrificial lamb that watched He-Man.
I am the sacrificial lamb that watched He-Man, and it was actually better than the other, but we'll get to that later. Hail to the chat. Hope everybody's doing well. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. Got a great movie to talk about and some fun things coming up.
Excellent. And we've got Douglas Nelson, a.k.a. Mr. Nelson. Hail to Douglas Nelson.
Whoa. Hi.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there.
It's great to see you. What? I saw something here in the chat. Happy birthday, Gary Ambrosia. Is it your birthday?
No, it isn't, but thank you anyway.
Okay, good.
Months. Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I was like, what the fuck is this?
I wouldn't tell you anyway.
You better tell us. Oh, Jesus and Jesus Christ. Adam Sheeman. Wow. A first-time super chat, $250. Holy smokes.
Whoa.
Adam Sheeman, man, I go in order of super chats received, but I always do read a first-time super chat ever, because it's like Humphrey Bogart says, when somebody leaves their first super chat, you're supposed to do something about it. Doesn't matter where you are in the show. They left their first super chat. You're supposed to do something about it. If you don't, it's bad. Bad for YouTubers everywhere. So, Adam, I want to thank you for this incredibly generous $250 first-time super chat. God bless you, Adam. And Adam says thank you for all you are doing to save pop culture. Brother, thank you for supporting it. Thank you for supporting our efforts, our humble efforts here to make a difference in the world, in the pop culture world anyway. God knows we're not curing cancer, but we are certainly trying our best to save our dreams, And one of them, it broke my heart to see what we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Adam Shimun, Shimun or Shimun? How do I pronounce that, Adam? Let me know in the chat. But I just want to say, God bless you, my friend. I am honored to have received your first super chat, and thank you, brother. We really, really appreciate it. It's all of you wonderful folks in the chat that keep me going, even when I get so mad that my head wants to explode. You know, thank you, brother. Thank you. And we've got Mike, Mexican Iron Man. Hail to you, Mexican Iron Man. How's it going, buddy?
Very well, sir. Thanks for having me tonight. And I am remotely located at the family compound on the California West Coast. So hail to you, hail to the chat, and happy to be here.
I'm delighted to have you here, Mike. And what a great transition provided by Giggity, who says in the chat, Doomcock, I just heard Disney's lawsuit against Florida just got tossed out by a federal judge, and Mexican Iron Man was all over it and messaged us before the show started. The reason that we started late was my fault. I had a real life errand I had to go run, but Mike was on the job, and I would like to go ahead and let Mexican Iron Man tell us this good news about this this Disney lawsuit being summarily dismissed by the judge. Ouch! Surely Mickey is not paying his lawyers, all that money to just get summarily dismissed. Mike, what say you about this? You're muted, my friend. You're
sorry. The headphones seem to auto mute when I don't talk. The Disney lawsuit this afternoon was dismissed summarily. The lawsuit that was filed against DeSantis and Florida Secretary of State by Disney was dismissed. I'll just give you this quick paragraph. It says, in a court filing obtained by Yahoo Finance, U.S. District Judge Alan Windsor, who was appointed to the federal bench, I like how they mentioned by President Trump in 2019, granted a motion to dismiss the First Amendment case. The judge determined that Disney's position both failed on the merits and ultimately lacked standing on the right to sue. Now, this is a big deal in a lot of ways because they never really had a shot or a chance. And what the judge did in dismissing the case is he said that they didn't even have standing to bring the case at all, which is true. As our good friend Andrew from Legal Mindset, who was here on the show, I believe 2 or 3 Wednesdays ago, has covered extensively on his channel. He predicted this certainly well over a year ago that this type of thing would happen. And the judge basically said that they just don't even have any standing, which makes sense. Disney is saying that it was targeted when it didn't even have the basis to say that it had a case, because the CFTOD, the Florida Tourism Board, previously the Reedy Creek Board, isn't an entity of this thing. And so they basically said that they don't even have standing. One of the things that Disney was suing for was to ask the governor and the legislature to not pass any laws that were against what Disney wanted to do, which is just ridiculous. So, I mean, it's basically saying that, when you read this document, essentially what they're saying is that what Disney wants shouldn't matter with respect to the elected governor and the state officials and the elected legislature of the state of Florida. That we have to worry about what Disney wants. This is a major defeat. Now, Deadline and other people are covering this as that this is just a small setback, that round 1 has been lost. In Disney, I found this pretty interesting. I'm going to read you what this says. Disney said that they will continue to press forward with this. That they believe that
you're back up just a minute, Mike. You're cutting out there.
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so Disney has stated that that regardless of today's dismissal, that it's going to press ahead and continue to press for what it wants in terms of lawsuit, which is just baffling to me because there's nowhere for them to file something like this. They just can't file anywhere. They can try, but the Supreme Court isn't going to side with a private company over the property rights of tax districts and above a governor of the state. That's just never going to happen. It never has happened, and it never will happen. So this is major good news for those that are rooting for Disney to do the right thing. I think that as a shareholder, I'm pretty bummed out that they probably spent literally $100 million on this lawsuit. And meanwhile, guys like me are still getting 30 cents a share in the dividend.
Yeah, yeah, all right. Well, your sacrifice is going to support the greater good at Disney as they are summarily dismissed from from the courtroom in this great land of ours. And yeah, I think maybe your mic is like automatically muting you or something, Mike. That's very strange.
Yeah, I'll check it out afterwards. So long as you can hear me when I'm talking, that's the important thing. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, hear you now, man. Absolutely
Okay,
hear
cool.
you now. And what do you think about that, Robert? Because you read this thing. Have you got anything to add to this? Because it just seems to me like they're just fucked. Like it's like Mike said, if they don't have standing there, they they don't have standing anywhere.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I mean, basically, the judge said that while the First Amendment prohibits government officials from retaliating against protected free speech, a plaintiff, in this case Disney, cannot bring a free speech challenge to an otherwise constitutional law based on subjective motivations of the lawmakers who passed it. So, in other words, you're bringing a subjective claim to something that is already against the law. So, it's crazy, and I don't know that they can take it any further than where it's gone with this federal judge. They can certainly try, but I don't know if it's going to hold any water.
I hope not. I really hope not. I mean, this is hilarious. I just wonder how costly this is going to be ultimately for Disney, that they have lost, their position, their special little fiefdom inside of Florida. Are they going to get gouged for more taxes, or are they? What ultimately is going to happen? I wonder. Any insights on that?
Well, yeah, I talked to Andrew. When I talked to Andrew on his live stream a while back, this is probably about a month ago. One of the things that he predicts could very well happen is because of some of the actions that the previous board took. It could very well be that there could be lawsuits filed by the state of Florida against those board members for actions they took, such as misappropriation of funds, lack of proper representations and reporting related to the bonds. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff still out there on the criminal side. So basically what happened today is that the federal free speech position that Disney was taking was thrown out. And that really was their big case. That was their whopping big case that they thought that if they had a leg to stand on, it was this. Well, that leg has been kicked off and the table has taken it down. That's for sure. It's in the floor.
Wow.
This is major. And by the way, this afternoon, just 2 hours ago, I didn't get a chance to text you this before the show, but Peltz issued a statement about 2-3 hours ago, specifically stating that of the board members that are on the Disney side, he wants 2 of them, which are Froman and Lagomasino, to specifically not be elected. So not only is he pushing for his own slate, he's targeted out 2 people on the Disney board that he wants to replace for their lack of prudent stewardship as board members. He issued a statement. It was covered by Bloomberg and it was covered by Reuters. I'll put the link in the private chat so you can read it later, Doomcock. Yeah. But I think Nielsen is not happy from what happened with the previous earnings call from Netflix, where they basically eviscerated Disney as the streaming company. I mean, they absolutely just eviscerated. I've never seen an earnings call run that professional, that open, that prepared. They even use technology. They live streamed the earnings call on YouTube live with video, not just audio, call and phone. It was brilliant. I mean, it made the analogy that I draw is that watching Netflix operate is a lot like watching, the Packers or the 49ers, or it's like watching playoff level, high level football. But then when you think of Disney Plus, it's like Bob Iger's like coach of a Pop Warner team that hasn't won a game in 2 years. I mean, it was that that dramatic.
So you're saying that Peltz did this announcement?
This was just
a slick announcement and everything.
Yeah, I'll put it in the private chat so you can take it out, check it out later. This just happened this afternoon, Wednesday.
That is fantastic. So he is not being idle.
Yeah. No, he's on it. He's on it. He's going full throttle.
I also saw that even after, remember, like we talked last week about the CNBC appearance of Peltz, where they were kind of needling him and treating him, kind of with a little bit of contempt. The interviewers, remember, Mike, we were talking about that. But then subsequently, Kramer came out saying that the Disney board needs Nelson Peltz. That's something I saw in the news. Kind of a sharp turnaround, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. I think things are heating up. I've already gotten my proxy voting information. So if I've gotten it, then that means millions of other stockholders have also received it. Peltz isn't messing around. Thank
God. He is not down. He is not out. He is coming for fucking Disney. And I pray to God he succeeds. And God, if he could oust two of the ones that are on the board or that they want elected to the board, and get two of his guys on there, Disney culture is definitely going to change. He's going to make it change from inside, and that's what they are desperately trying to avoid. Douglas, anything you want to say about this? You were laughing about it, but
there's no path to victory for them here.
No.
But I guess in some context that having the case thrown out and whatnot is beneficial in the sense that you might want to shut all this down as fast as you can. It's probably too late because they've opened a can of worms by this activity and whatnot, and got them into more trouble beyond just a fight with the governor and whatnot. So any means by which to settle or shut it down, but it's probably too late at this point. I think too much has been seen, and like when the legal discussion we had on a previous show and whatnot, is plenty of other hazards lay ahead for them, and it's all because they couldn't keep their mouth shut.
Yep. I agree. These stupid fucks. Chapek warned them, and they didn't listen, and then they killed the messenger, and now the exploding chickens are coming home to roost.
Yes.
They've been pecking on TNT fragments, out in the yard, and now they're full of TNT, and they're just coming back to, inside the Magic Kingdom in kaboom. Sad.
Feed them this.
Last week we took you to the Peltz's site, which showed you the data that Nelson Peltz provided, where the Disney board against the S&P, how they performed, how Disney stock has performed, how how in the toilet they really are compared to competition, compared to the market. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, let's go ahead. I think. Does anyone else have anything to say about this good news about Disney before we get into some bad news about Batman and the rest of the Justice League? No,
I'm good.
I'm good. Once again, this is all inevitable. So.
The Disney stuff?
Yeah, Disney's collapse and all that. They were warned repeatedly over the years. They were arrogant and foolish, and ultimately very, very stupid.
Yep.
So,
well, they don't care about profit. Disney is not a for-profit company anymore. That is, I mean, I started out joking that way, and now I feel that as long as this board is in charge, it's absolutely true. I mean, there's just how in God's name do you explain the decisions that they keep willfully, consistently, obsessively making over and over and over again to find out what the audience wants and go the other way. I swear to God, that's what.
Yeah,
that's and it's not even. Yeah. It cannot be a fucking accident anymore. Right. You start to think, well, they're just clueless. Well, they want this fucking ESG bullshit and. But no, it's not that they want the ESG bullshit. They're obsessed with the ESG bullshit. The ESG bullshit is the sum total of the things that they care about. They don't give a shit about making money anymore. Oh, they like to, if they can do it their way. they liked. Sure, I mean, if their woke bullshit would suddenly bring in $1 billion, they'd be happy as pigs and shit. But no, they're not gonna do something they don't want to do just to make a few grubby shekels. You fucking morons! I swear to God, fucking Disney is not a for-profit company. Period. And the only way it's ever going to be a for-profit company again is if Peltz gets his way. So let's pray to God that he does. All right. I forgot to do this earlier. Let's do the breakdown, and let's break down over Batman. So I don't know if everybody has seen that 1 minute clip, on Twitter or X or Twitter X or X Twitter. That's what I should call it, X Twitter. It's an X Twitter, but it's fucked up. You know what? Let me go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and put this up on the screen here, so everybody can see what we're talking about here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and kind of go over what I said in my video and give you guys a chance to react. So this is from a game. These are they had a video clip of I think the ending of the game of Suicide Squad killing the Justice League, and this is a climax, and this is voiced by Kevin Conroy, who is my Batman, who will always be my Batman, because Batman the Animated Series is the absolute perfection of Batman on film. I mean, you're not going to ever get a better Batman than that. I'm sorry. The live action stuff, I like it. I like a lot of the movies, but nah, that's the spirit of Batman right there. And they had the balls to go ahead and have Kevin Conroy voice Batman in this. And this is what happens. So Harley Quinn says, Joker used to be real good at hurting people with words, but you, and then she goes, boop, and like touches him on his little nose as he's sitting there basically dying. Even when you're evil, you're still too good, she says. And he just glares at her. You had a good run, Brucey, cleaning up the streets, causing long-term mental and emotional damage to everyone you knew. And it's our turn now. After all we've been through, and I don't even know who the fuck these people. I know the Shark because I liked him in Suicide Squad. Bet you didn't think it'd be me at the end. Well, of course, because you're a stunning, brave whammon, and he's a straight white male. So of course, he's got to go ahead and be put down by you, honey. And Bats, he says, are we done with your bad stand-up routine? She says, almost, but you always got to end on your best joke. And then there you go. Boom. And he falls back. And that's the state of Batman right now. This is my fucking childhood hero here. This is the first thing that I ever loved in my life, other than maybe my parents. But I'm saying in pop culture, this was the thing that I was a kid. I mean, a baby watching this stuff. It would be on and I would obsessively be watching it through the bars of my fucking crib. That is what I am told. Okay. And there was one Christmas I got nothing but Batman stuff. I have been obsessed with Batman my whole fucking life. And to see this bullshit, I'm fucking furious. Now, I understand that, maybe we don't know the context or blah, 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 or this or that or everything else, and, but I transcribed the video that I did, is a little unusual because, it wasn't scripted. It was just basically me talking. And I have transcribed one thing that I said, because I got some asinine comments in the video. I mean, you know, they run the gamut, but there was some stupid shit that was said in the comments section of the video. For example, dude, Batman isn't real. Yeah, no shit. Really? Goddamn, Einstein, I'm really glad that you're here to tell us this. This is a pop culture channel, you stupid fuck. And let me tell you something. Maybe he's not real to you because you don't have a goddamn imagination. Or maybe you just don't have a fucking soul. But for those of us that love this stuff, it matters, okay? If it doesn't matter to you, then what the fuck are you even doing hanging around on my channel? Because that's what we talk about. Maybe it's not, you know, Middle Eastern peace or anything, but it has a very valuable function in that the stories of a culture reflect the values of the culture. And when the stories of a culture are being diluted, perverted, bent, fold, spindled, and mutilated, the culture is under attack. And I'm sorry if there's some fucking people out there who don't grasp this. Even after all this time, they don't grasp why that I would care about this. Oh, he's not real. Jesus. Oh, man. With such stunning originality. Fuck you. You know? And other people saying, well, he died in a game before. You know, he died in Gotham Knights. Well, I just want to lay down kind of the basis of the discussion here. So I'm going to go ahead and read real quick what I said in that video, transcribed it, okay? I've been told, hey, what's the big deal, Doomcock? They've killed Batman in games before. They killed him in Gotham Knights right at the start. To which I reply, so what? That doesn't change a damn thing. They killed him before. It was wrong then too. It pissed me off then too, but I didn't have a channel, which is why I'll never play that game either. Look, the thing is, when you have a hero like Batman or Captain Kirk or Superman or any of the pop culture icons that we love, and you just treat that hero like a disposable chess piece on your narrative board so that, okay, in this game, we'll just go ahead and sacrifice him. We'll kill him, take him off the board so we can pursue whatever narrative strategy we want to take. When you do that, you degrade that character. And you make a mockery of his or her entire continuity. You're essentially breaking faith with fans, saying nothing this character does or ever did makes any difference. So he dies this time around. We'll just ignore it, and he'll be back again once we need him to be back. Just like James Bond. Hey, they killed James Bond in the last fucking movie. And then they say James Bond will be back in the credits. Fuck you. Fuck you. Why the fuck I won't be back, bitch? I won't be back. So why should fans give a shit about Batman anymore? Live or die, it just doesn't matter. He's just a video game character now. He dies, just put another quarter in the fucking machine and start again. Whoop! 3 more lives to play with. Fuck you. Batman, James Bond, any character that just gets like trashed and then they just bring him back without any explanation. It's just like, now he's back. He has been degraded in your mind if you play Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, or Gotham Knights, or any of the, or go see that fucking James Bond movie where they bumped off James Bond. It's totally degraded because the fragile fictional reality of a character like Batman loses all suspension of disbelief and narrative integrity if even the creators of his stories don't care about him. If the creators of Batman treat him like disposable trash whenever it's convenient, then why the fuck should fans care about disposable trash? So that's why it matters. To the smart asses that were like, mouthing off or saying, it's no big deal. Oh, they did, it's like, fuck you. To me, it's a big deal, okay? So don't you tell me that I should feel differently than I feel, okay? You come into my house and you say stupid shit like that? Fuck you. So that's how I feel about this. This is really fucking annoying. And yes, I am overly sensitized to some extent. I think we all are after, 8 or 10 years of, white males being shit on and degraded and beaten up by little girls or executed by a little girl in this case in the fucking game. I'm sick to fucking death of it, and so, yeah, I mean, that's a whole added dimension. But regardless, I would still feel the same. I just maybe wouldn't be yelling about it quite so goddamn hard after all these like fucking years of this kind of fucking abuse. So, I mean, right now, how many Batman things do I have in my, I can't even count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got so much Batman everywhere. I've got a Batman pen right here that I push a button on it. It shines a bat signal on the wall. I love Batman. Batman and Star Trek and Monty Python are probably the 3 things that shaped me more than anything. And that's why it matters to me. So I just want to, I'm just so goddamn disgusted. And I just want to hear what you guys have to say. And if I'm wrong or you think I'm wrong, I won't yell at you. I'm done yelling now, so feel free to disagree. It's not like we're all in lockstep here or something, but to me, this is fucked up. To me, this is wrong.
I have a couple of questions. First off, is this, when they create scenes for video games, there's always a scenario where if the player doesn't react a certain way, the character dies. Right. Could that be this situation? Maybe. No. Okay.
Because you're not playing Batman. You're playing, I think, Harley Quinn. It's Suicide Squad. So this is the mission. This is a successful mission. You get to kill Batman. I think, from what I understand, I haven't played this game. I never will play this fucking game. But I think they kill all of them, right? I think they kill the entire Justice League. I think that's the point, which would never fucking happen. I mean, that's a goddamn joke. I mean, Sharkman and fucking Harley. Who the fuck is Harley Quinn? And some guys standing around. I don't know who the fuck they are. Somebody says it could be a hallucination. I don't think it is, folks. Now, from what limited thing I understand is that it's that Brainiac is somehow controlling the Justice League, and so Suicide Squad is out there killing them, I guess, at the behest of the government or something. It's a cute little excuse, but it's still killing them. I mean, that's a good question, Gary, and yeah, absolutely. I mean,
how's my audio? Can you hear me?
Yeah, that sounds
better.
really good, actually, Mike. That sounds better.
Okay, great. I made a couple changes. So for me, this is deeply personal and infuriating, and I'm 100% with you in terms of how you just articulated everything. What is even more insulting is, number one, that, I mean, there's a lot of ridiculous things happening in this game that I won't get into, but before taking the headshot, there's this whole long speech that he gets.
Yeah.
That is super infuriating on top of everything else. That adds insult to injury.
Yeah.
And
never thought it would be me and all that shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And Kevin Conroy is my Batman. One of the best things that happened to me before he died was that our good friend Loki organized him to do a birthday message to me. That video is still up on my channel. To this day, whenever I watch it, I tear up. And it's very personal, and it's amazing. It's like this guy knew me my whole life, when in reality, it's kind of like what you said, is that he's my Batman, because whenever I was in a bad mood or something like that, I always just grabbed one of those discs and just replayed them, or I went on my streaming service and replayed, and ordered it on demand, and it's really sad and infuriating, to put it bluntly.
I mean, it just, the more I thought about it, it just made me angrier, and you know,
It's worse than killing Han Solo.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
It's
let me
really
jump
bad.
in because I'm furious about it too. So
Yeah.
in a couple months, Batman will be 85 years old. 85 years. That's generational storytelling. That's our grandparents, our parents, us, and a couple of other generations. That's like 5 or 6 generations of storytelling with this hero, and you disgrace him with your tomfoolery. You're talking down to him, and then you shoot him in the head. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. You know, make something else. I don't know why you do that to all these characters that have meant so much to all of us. You know, my experience with Batman started a lot with the TV show, the reruns of the TV show in the 80s with Adam West. And then,
Right.
the animated series was incredible. The animated series is by far the best. I agree with you 100%. But like when I was a little kid, I had the little Batman puzzles. You remember puzzles that you'd actually put together? I had the Batman puzzles. And then we had like the little DC figures. So I grew up with Batman. You know, he spanned generations. This is, you know, classic heroes that have stood the test of time, and you're just wasting them. And it's disgraceful.
Robert, you're asking why they do this. The look on your face right now is why.
Yeah, exactly.
They enjoy your pain, and
Yeah.
they want to see people suffer that like this character and cherish it so much. And you know what, Robert, you're right, man. Generations, grandpas, dads, us. It's a long time Batman's been around.
And also, I mean, I didn't even get into this in the. I mean, the ramifications are even worse. I mean, the more you think about it, because this is a fuck you, not just to white male Batman, but white male Joker. I mean, how long has Joker been trying to kill Batman? And she's able to do what he couldn't do, right? I mean, that's a real insult to him. Are y'all?
Yep. I'm agreeing with you 100%. But this scene, I was just watching it again while you were talking, and man, it just pisses me off. I played almost all these games, and I love the Arkham series.
Right.
But this is a no go. They're not getting any more of my money. They can go F themselves. Like literally, they can go F themselves.
Yeah, 110%. Douglas, I mean, how do you feel about this? I mean, you and I are the two, like, probably big comics guys, you know. I mean, we love, I mean, I'm sure all of you guys love Batman, but I mean, specifically, I mean, I'm a lifetime comic reader, you know, up until about, 15 years ago, where the quality was just such shit that I just bailed. But I read my back issues, and new stuff, collections and stuff, Douglas. And this is, I mean, am I wrong on this stuff? Am I overreacting?
No, well, I mean, there's certain aspects to this. I don't care about video games anymore, but this one in particular, it has been in development for a long time. I'd heard about it a long time ago, about the premise that the Justice League had been taken over, mind controlled, or what have you, and then the Suicide Squad is recruited to deal with them, and all of that. And it's a premise that you could see in a comic book series and whatnot. I didn't know that they would actually murder every last one of them and all this stuff, and that you're in the game of doing. I mean, they do Elseworld stories and all this stuff, Batman versus Jack the Ripper and any kind of wild scenario they come up with, and that sort of thing. To apply it to a major video game, it seems rather odd. But it's also the idea that I think there were delays and whatnot. I suppose lockdowns and all that sort of thing. And you get to now where this is no longer acceptable. Even a hint at this sort of thing, where in the woke dominant era, oh yeah, it's great. And Harley Quinn, wokeness has destroyed Harley Quinn as a character. I don't care to ever see the character again. This business of anti-heroes. Yeah, the Punisher was always an anti-hero. Harley Quinn was a psychotic murderer. She's obsessed with a psychotic murderer.
Yeah.
That's the story. She doesn't get redemption because she later fell in love with a female psychotic murderer. It just like that. No, I don't think, it was you find her funny and stuff. And of course, she came out of the animated series, which, yes, is the absolute pinnacle of a depiction of Batman.
100%.
That is the quintessential Batman. If you want to know who Batman is, watch that series. You can learn a lot on how to develop a Batman story. It's all there. And Harley Quinn was born out of that. And there were some great stories with her.
Mad Love.
Very well. Mad Love is if they had done that, Margot Robbie could have gotten an Oscar.
Yeah.
Doing the Mad Love movie. That would have been a great movie.
Yep.
You would need Batman and the Joker in it because that is her story. But, in the era, this is what you get. This is the kind of thing. Had it come out years ago, it'd still be mad about it and stuff. But it's like, well, they're doing it again or whatever. At this point, the turn, I believe, has happened long ago. And I don't know. This is just a bad idea. I mean, just the imagery along the concept in it. I've read Cosmic Book News did a breakdown of it and everything. And this business of the Suicide Squad are representing the poor, and the Justice League represent the elites and wealthy. And man, we never had it as good as they did, as if they deserve it somehow. When by the premise, it's not their fault. They've been taken over by Brainiac or what have you. And just one after another. There's all if you win the game, you get these little short films of them being murdered. And apparently, Wonder Woman is the only one who gets a valiant death scene.
Yeah, right. They're sad about her because woman.
Yeah, so this is Batman being taken down. God only knows what they do to Superman. And for Batman, he just can't catch a break these days. I mean, this is actually nowhere near as bad as what the comics have done to him over the years. And I mean, right
that's
now,
why I don't read comics anymore.
Yeah, right now, the Batman and Robin comic is not bad. The rest of them is just it's just lackluster waste of time. After what Tom King did to him, it's just So that
well, this was in my face, and that's why I reacted. I mean, I'm just filtering all that other shit out, Douglas. I mean, I don't see how this was ever going to go over well in any time period. But even now, it's like, well, it's just a game. Well, it's just a different iteration of it all. But an iteration to what point? You put comic book superheroes in a Grand Theft Auto scenario or something. I just don't think that's a good idea. And I guess too much was invested in it. They couldn't cancel it like the Batgirl movie. So, here you are. So I don't, it's just more piling on of other stuff that's degraded the character. Yep. I agree entirely. Welcome to the show, Andy.
You bring up Tom King. Well, that guy is one of the lead writers and lead concept people for what James Gunn is doing going forward in DC, which
that is a major red flag,
which gives me major problems and takes all the goodwill that I generally have for James Gunn and throws it out the window for me.
Yeah.
They just announced they cast the Supergirl movie, and I feel bad for the actress because they keep harping on Tom King, and I'm like, well. And if I know you got to pay him because his mommy's a bigwig in Warner Brothers, it cut him a check and ignore him. That's your best bet for a Supergirl movie. Otherwise, this is over before it began.
Yep, dead on arrival. Unlike Andy Masterson, who is alive and thriving on arrival. Andy, it's good to see you, buddy. Anything you want to say about this Batman bullshit? Because you're a big comic book fan as well.
Well, yeah, they've infiltrated, they've perverted and destroyed, and they can't create anything for themselves, and they just have to destroy everything because, like gee, the idea of giving young boys a masculine, heroic role model is a really bad thing for society. Oh, we don't have anything for girls, then make them. You know, gee, wouldn't it be great if we had a Batgirl or Supergirl or something like that that somebody could make and they could take in that direction? But you know how it is, and now everybody has to like the same thing off the menu. You know, there's nobody ordering. Well, no men are ordering the clam dishes, only the sausage, and they have to promote that through everything because that's they want that to be the new normal for everybody. And like so, and what do? We move all into manga and stuff like that. We go on and find different things that we like, and then they try to infiltrate them as well. So. Sooner or later, these big companies will go bankrupt, and we'll have somebody else come along and buy up these IPs at a bargain basement price, and hopefully, somebody who appreciates it will be doing the work and putting it back together the way it should be. But sooner or later, it all comes back to the same thing. You can't fight nature, and boys will look. You change the format. And what do? All the boys are going to find they look for heroic male figures in video games and in manga and anime, and they find it there. All they do is move away. You're not going to change people's mind. You're not going to change the core behavior of human nature. That's just the way it is. And they don't like that. They don't like that they don't have that control. So hopefully, I mean, they're doing the same thing with the Brave New World with Captain America. This whole thing,
right. Captain Falcon, you mean?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's like you can't. Everybody gets pissed off if you say Sam Wilson. Well, this all started back in the 70s. They had Captain America they had to cover for the whole 1950s commie smasher cap, which should be canon because like communism is evil and they should teach that to kids.
Sure.
But so they had this other Steve Rogers, is William Burnside, who changed his name so it was they had continuity, and then they retconned it again. So that after Captain America disappeared, the Spirit of 76 took over, and he was killed on his first mission. And then the Patriot took over, and he lasted for into the 50s, and then the other guy took over, and then Bucky took over, and John Walker took over. Well, if that's the case, then that's at least 7 Captain Americas that can't go back to their original character because you've hit this sacred mark where Captain America is this pinnacle because somehow Falcon isn't good enough as an original character, and it's a demotion now if you take that mantle away from him, and it's idiotic. It's like so Sam Wilson can never be his own character anymore. He's only has value if he's living in the shadow of the original Captain America.
Yeah, he's getting a hand-me-down identity. It's the big brother's leftover clothes, worn out and just like tossed down to the younger sibling. It's like, okay, here. Yeah, it's like, but I got wings. Well, you can have your little wings, but here, put on the shirt.
Well, that's the other thing.
Nothing.
Too.
He's nothing now. I mean, he's not the Falcon. He's not Captain America. That's for damn sure. He's just kind of this make-believe, sad little pastiche. He's not real anymore. He doesn't have a leg to stand on. Not his own.
Yeah.
It's just fucked up.
It's not just Andy, like what you're saying, that they want strong, feminine superheroes. It's that they don't want strong male heroes. They want to take that away from us. Not to just have it for themselves, but to make sure we don't have any of that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the real problem. Because none of us had any problem ever having an awesome badass female. None of us.
No, never. No.
Yeah.
Fuck, I just watched Raiders of the Lost Ark in 4K this weekend. And just fell in love with Marion and how badass she is. And, I love her shooting up that truckload of Germans, with that machine gun and whacking that pilot with the blocks that were supposed to keep the plane stay. Well, unfortunately, it starts rolling. But she was amazing. She could outdrink that big old Sherpa guy. You know, she's well on the way to drinking Belloc under the table, except it's his family label, so it's like mother's milk to him. So that was
Yeah.
a bit of a
She
unforeseen.
duked the hell out of Indy too, man.
Yeah, she did.
She hit him hard, man. He he almost went down. He's like, damn, you know.
I'm sorry. You don't have to like what I did, but you know.
Yeah.
And then she almost takes him out with the mirror, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I love her. I love her. I
That
love
is so
Marion.
funny.
You know, I love Sarah Connor. I love Ellen Ripley. I love Supergirl. You know,
Yeah.
I love Wonder Woman. Man, Wonder Woman in the Justice League Snyder cut was just bad fucking ass. That was the best Wonder Woman I've ever seen in my life. But this bullshit is sick. And you know what you said, Gary, is absolutely right. You know, the aim is not so much to promote women, because they're not promoting women. They're just making women like miniature men. They're mini me men, essentially. They're not acting like women. They're acting like men. And and really they're trying to pussify a generation of boys out there.
Yeah.
Just like take away their strong role models. Man, I used to watch, you know, Captain Kirk, you know, like fight Gary Mitchell, and where no man has gone before. And I'd be jumping around the room and trying to throw double-legged flying kicks and shit, you know, just like Captain Kirk, you know. I actually got a scar right in the middle of my eyes because I was playing Batman, jumping on the couch, and I hit spam right on the edge of the table as a little kid. Still have a little scar right between the eyes. Yeah. So there you go. Anything else to say about this? This is really got under my skin, and you know, it's not often that I just rant into a microphone. I did that with Obi-Wan at the last episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Was so fucking awful. It's like I can't sit down and write this. I'm just gonna pace around and rant and try to edit something usable out of it, because I don't know what the fuck else to say.
So one other thing to say, Doomcock, and we always talk about this: physical media, people.
Yep.
That's why you get physical media, so you can watch what was great, and they can't take it away from you.
That's right. And I've got both those sets that you're holding up, the Adam West Batman and Batman the Animated Series. Yep, got the whole shebang. This is just really painful to me, but I hope that you guys understand that this is not just us being bent about a fictional character. This is yet another graphic illustration of the degradation of Western culture, the elimination of male heroes at the hand of strong, stunning, brave women. And this is just part of the new programming, folks. But I would point out that, honest to God, even, you know, it's like always darkest before the dawn. Holy shit. Godzilla -1. And then it looks like we got some great shit coming. It looks like we've got Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, which we're going to talk about here right after we do some super chats. But I mean, I don't know about you guys. We're going to talk about it, but I loved that fucking trailer. I love that trailer, and I got shit for that on X Twitter. I got shit. Yeah, I got shit from people for that. Because what about Patton Oswalt? Patton Oswalt is in it. It's woke, and it's like, oh, fuck off. Fuck off. I mean, anyway, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But Jesus Christ. It's like, you know, joyless fucking people out there in the world. It just exists to shit on things. But, you know, with something as great as this, but we're going to talk about that in a minute. Let's go ahead and have some super chats, shall we? I had to pull up that graphic there. Let's go ahead and read some of these super chats. Then we're going to get to some good news, or I think it's good news. I'm not sure what the rest of the panel is is going to say about it. But for me, holy shit, I was blown away by the trailer for Ghostbusters, for the new one that just recently came out. I was absolutely blown away by it. But let's go ahead and read some of these super chats here, folks. Hold on just a second here. I do screen caps of it before we start. Okay, here we go. Mr. Eagle Flying with a $10 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Says, just a quick question. Have you or the panel gotten around to seeing Backdraft yet? I really want to hear your opinions of one of my favorite movies of the 1990s.
Yes.
I have not. I've not seen Backdraft. Is it good?
Yes.
What do you guys
Yes.
think about it?
Backdraft's very good. I mean, Kurt Russell is tremendous in it. You have a great supporting cast with De Niro. You have
De Niro,
Scott
really?
Glenn. Yeah, and he
Wow.
plays a good character, kind of like do you ever see Sleepers with Kevin Bacon and Brad Pitt, and he plays that kind. He's not like he's a forensic a fire investigator, and he downplays it. He plays a really good part in it. It's all around this whole like firefighter thing, and Kurt Russell is outstanding in it. You have one of the bald ones in it. But it's really, really good. Yeah, it's really good. It's very enjoyable. And I think you'll definitely like it. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I guess I should track it down and watch it, and then maybe we could have it on movies we love. What do you think, Robert?
Oh yes, so I've got it right here. The other person that's really good in it plays a small role, but it's kind of creepy, kind of good, is Donald Sutherland. He's really good in it too.
Yeah.
So Backdraft is just a great movie. It's really interesting because it really gives you a great appreciation for really what these guys risk, what actual firefighters risk, how they risk their lives to put out these fires and save people.
Nice. Okay. Well, I think we can think about slotting that in a few weeks after I've had a chance to track it down and watch it. Sounds good. Trevin Lane with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Trevin Lane. Says, hail DC and panel. The concept behind the Suicide Squad game is an interesting one. The Justice League is mind controlled by Brainiac and has to be stopped, but the story execution is awful. Yeah, pretty obviously. It's just fucking terrible, Trevin Lane, but we appreciate the feedback on that. So definitely not a game worth watching, folks, or playing. It just sounds fucking awful. Thanks, Trevin. Really appreciate the support, brother. Gunstar 1. Gunstar 1 has been an arch villain of mine for 13 months. Thank you, Gunstar 1. Says, here's hoping for some good news in pop culture in 2024. We're not off to a good start so far, but at least Dune Part 2 will be out in a month. Shout out to Robert Wright. You have been killing it with your channel. Keep it up. There you go, Robert.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gunstar 1. I appreciate it.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Everyone subscribe to Robert Wright. Rob Wright's Gen X Pop Culture, ladies and gentlemen. Good stuff. And Solid Gamer 1998 with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Solid One. Says, the death of Batman gets worse. Oh, great. As it is implied that he killed Robin, Tim Drake, off screen, and this is connected to the Arkham games. Oh, yeah.
Can I say something real quick? If Brainiac's got control over the Justice League, wouldn't you want to neutralize them and go after Brainiac? Shouldn't that be the point of the game?
Yeah, of course. But no, they didn't want to miss out on the excuse to have Harley Quinn put down a bunch of straight white cis males, right? That's the whole point. That's the whole point. I'm sure all of these little pieces of shit are just, having little whatever passes for orgasms in woke world over this sick little shit. They can go fuck themselves. I hope this game just loses money hand over fucking fist for these bastards. Red Ranger Jedi It's been a Dominion of mine for 29 months now. Thank you, Ranger Jedi. Says, hey, Doomcock, I knew the DC game was bad. I didn't know it was even coming out. And I just get ambushed by seeing this shit. And holy fuck, it really pissed me the fuck off. It just got worse, you know. I slept on it and woke up feeling even worse about it. So that's when I recorded my video.
I did hear the report though. This is not Conroy's final Batman performance.
Oh, good.
There's something else out there that he had recorded, like 2 episodes of something that he'd recorded after this. So
good. Okay, I was worried that it was his last one.
But Doomcock, in promoting the game for 2 years, they announced that this was his final work.
Yeah.
And so I think because of the backlash this week, now they've backtracked that and say, oh no, but wait, we've also got him in these this other thing or two.
Pieces of shit. God damn. I hope those motherfuckers. Yeah. Fuck. Evan Peterson with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Evan. Says, bad day. Not only do we find out Batman dies in a video game, but we find out that Argyle isn't what it was supposed to be. Oh, no. Really? God damn it. Seriously?
Wait, that's on my movies to see hot list for the next couple months.
Me too.
Uh-oh.
Me too. What's the scoop?
I have no idea. I don't want to. I mean, I don't want to. I got to review it anyway, so I'll get out there. But this is awful. Shit. Okay. Well, thanks, Evan. Thanks for that good news. I'm sure we're going to talk about Argyle on this show, so I guess we need to go see it because I mean the trailer looked brilliant for it. So I don't know. I don't know how they fuck it up, but I guess we'll see, huh? Proto Badger has been a Dominion of mine for 30 months now. Thank you, Proto Badger. Says, thank you, Overlord DVD and the Court of PCB. You're very welcome, Proto Badger. God bless you for being here, my friend. Oh, man, I'm really looking forward to saying some good things about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, but let me do a few more of these. Kevin Stone with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Kevin. Says, hashtag justice for Doomcock, hashtag justice for Batman. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you very much. Man, if you knew how much Batman stuff I've got, you would just, I mean, I've got as much Batman stuff as Star Trek stuff, you know? I mean, a lifetime of collecting Batman, of being obsessed about Batman. Fucking hell. And I'm still trying to collect more Batman stuff, you know, some of that sweet 60s, you know, when 1966 Batman stuff, when it was just hot, and they had everything Batman bread, Batman popsicles, Batman, horns for your bike and stuff. I want all that shit. Still, I will always love Batman, but this shit, Warachi with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Warachi. Says, hail. Apparently, Brianna Wu of Gamergate / Cancel Pig fame, now that she's running for Congress, is complaining about the very cancel culture she helped create. The best Freud is Schadenfreude, eh? I didn't know that she was running for Congress. Definitely hope she loses big time. Cancel cult. Yeah, I mean, that is just the hypocrisy, isn't it? That is just the fucking hypocrisy of it. It's just insane. I love it. Trevin Lane with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Trevin Lane. He says, my lord, could you please advise Slick Willie that my gynoids cannot do what he keeps asking of them? Why can't they? It's unjust that they can't do what I'm asking them to do. They lack definition, says Trevin Lane, under their clothes and do not have actuating jaws to cut down on costs. You're a spoil sport. Yeah, poor President Slick Willie, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very disappointed. Thank you, Trevin Lane, for explaining that to Slick Willie. Maybe it'll calm him down and he'll stop shorting out these gynoids, with his attempts. Let's say his attempts. The Guardian of Azarath with a £5 super chat. Thank you, the Guardian of Azarath, and hail to you, sir. He says, regarding Shark King and the Ring, remember, Daffy Duck wore one too, and actually joined the Green Lanterns temporarily. I'm not kidding. Look it up. Okay. Thanks. I didn't know that Daffy Duck had a Green Lantern ring. How did the Guardians of Oa, allow this to happen? Daffy Duck is the least trustworthy cartoon in all of the Warner Brothers pantheon. I'm sure most of you would agree. I hope you would. Pop Culture Cat is a new channel member and contributed first time super chat ever. Thank you, Pop Culture Cat. Very, very honored to have this. A $10 Australian super chat. God bless you, Pop Culture Cat. And Pop Culture Cat says, keep up the good fight, guys. Thank you, Pop Culture Cat. Hail to you. Djokovic lost the Australian Open, so I'm feeling a little salty about Australia at this moment, blaming the whole country for his loss, but which is totally irrational and unfair. But I'm not holding you to blame in any way, Pop Culture Cat. I just wanted to let you know. Yeah. Oh, I've just had a string of fucking disappointments lately. All of my football teams have gone down the toilet, and Djokovic lost the fucking Australian Open, and oh my God, I'm just on a shit. I'm gonna.
And oh darn, the Astros didn't win the World Series. Oh darn.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of Astros and Texas Rangers, shout out to Nolan Ryan. His birthday's today.
Oh, happy birthday, Nolan. Happy birthday. And Anti-Derivative Jill. This can't be right. This is weird. This must be a new account, Jill, or something. It says it's your first time super chat on a live stream, and I know you've sent them before, but what the hell? We'll go with it. Anti-Derivative Jill sent a $20 super chat. Thank you, Jill. Another great YouTuber fighting to love Star Trek, save Star Trek. Please subscribe to Anti-Derivative Jill's channel as well. And Jill says the trend to make multiverses instead of having a cohesive and interesting franchise is turning enduring myths into fanfics. They ask, how many times can we replicate this in our image instead of sharing meaningful stories? Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's just this boundless narcissism that these dumb fucks have. I swear, it's just fucking insane. These people are so goddamn pathetic. They have nothing to offer. They have nothing original to say. It's just nothing but a con game. It's really, really, really sad. But you know what? Let's go ahead. I think it's about time that we went ahead and talked about something that's going to make us happy. So let's move on here. And let's talk about Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. Wow. My complaint about Ghostbusters Afterlife when I saw the trailer was, where's the humor? That's an essential part of Ghostbusters. It's not just ghosts and shooting at ghosts and shit. It's wacky humor and fun things, quips and joking in the face of danger, and that was sorely lacking in the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer. Well, no more. Bill Murray in the trailer is like a breath of fresh air. Paul Rudd is making quips too. I like it when he says, I gotta say it. She gives him a glare. He's like, must have makes me feel good, and I just loved it. It just felt like the old stuff. It felt like it's back. And I did love, don't get me wrong, I loved Ghostbusters Afterlife. But what was lacking was the humor. And there was some in there, but I liked it. But I have a feeling this is going to be even better. And I think that this might wind up being the second best Ghostbusters movie ever made. I've just got this, I don't know, I've got this feeling about it. I loved it. I got a real sense of menace. I'm intrigued by the premise. I cannot wait to see the old team, getting back together as much as they can and kind of ushering in the new team properly. And this could be a franchise that goes on for years and years and years, knock wood, if they get the right tone again. And I got a feeling that they are going to get it. Now, Gary, I know you're a huge Ghostbusters fan, just like I am. You may even be a bigger one, and I'd like to know what you thought of the trailer.
I thought it was cool, man. I was trying not to. I didn't want to watch it at first, but I was like, okay, I'll watch it. And then you wanted to review it for the show, so then I had to watch it. But there was some humor lacking in Afterlife. It seems to be back now. I love that. I love that the EPA dickless asshole is back in the movie. That made me laugh.
I know.
And that's great because that sets up a great animosity. They got to fight the ghost and this asshole again. And he's probably like the mayor or some shit, so he's got even more power than he had before.
Yeah.
And he's going to get him this time, It's great. It's great. I love seeing Annie Potts in a Ghostbusters outfit. That was cool, It's really cool. We got the Spangler family back. It's cool. It's cool, man. What do you want? It's another Ghostbusters movie. It's gonna be fun. I think it'll be good. I'm excited. I'm already sold. I'm hoping Rick Moranis is in it. I don't know. But
that might be a surprise. They might, keep close to the vest if he is going to be there.
That would be epic. That would be fantastic. And Slimer's back too, which was cool.
That was awesome seeing Slimer again.
It looked like Slimer from Ghostbusters, not the one from Ghostbusters 2 and not the one from the cartoon. It looked like
him.
It looked like him.
The real deal, man.
Yep. Yeah, this is an actual casting of the original Ghostbuster or the original Slimer, and this is where the ass cheeks came from. There were ass cheeks on the original puppet. So there you go.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm just thrilled, and all the things that you could ask for, and I loved it when Slimer flew through the kid, and you think he's gonna start to say he slimed me, and he starts to say it, and then he just. That was even funnier than him actually saying it to me. I'm thrilled by it. Of course, I got shit on X Twitter Doomcock's all jazzed because of this. What about Patton Oswalt? And it's are you really that joyless a fuck that you can see something so promising? Oh, but an actor you don't like is in it. Well, he's not the fucking lead. He didn't write it. So, shit. What do you want, man? I mean, it's so weird. There is so much negativity in the world right now that when you come out strongly in favor of something saying, I liked it, then somebody's got to try and shit on you for it.
Well, of course, they complain about the fact that you do nothing but bitch about things, and then when you finally like something, then they complain that you liked it.
Exactly.
So who's the problem, really? Who's the problem?
I don't know. It's amazing. Who wants to say anything about Ghostbusters? Go ahead, Robert.
Okay, so I can't wait to see this movie. I love the trailer. Doom Talk, when I first saw the trailer, I emailed it to you directly. But the other thing that I wanted to let you guys know about, because I follow a Ghostbusters YouTube channel that keeps track of the news about Ghostbusters. And this is kind of confirmed. Before Ivan Reitman died, he had read the script. And he gave his blessing to his son, Jason Reitman. And that ties it back to the original big time for me, because you got the original director giving his love to it and his blessing to it before he passes away. And we lost a great one when he passed away. So
you talking about Afterlife or Frozen Empire?
No, Frozen Empire. He read the script of Frozen Empire before he died.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
so
now I heard that Jason Reitman wasn't directing this movie. I heard it was somebody else.
Oh, never mind. It's Gil Cannon who's directing it. But
Yeah.
Jason Reitman wrote it. So
Yeah.
Ivan read the script that Jason wrote and gave his blessing. So I tie back to the original, which is awesome. The trailer and the international trailer are both good. If you don't want to be spoiled, don't watch the international trailer because the international trailer gives you a little bit more about the story.
Yeah, it does.
I love the fact that it's not just all this CGI. There's practical effects in this, and you can tell in some of the shots. And then you have some familiar ghosts coming back from the first one that we even see in the trailer, like Slimer and like the lady at the library appears to be coming back as well. So a lot of fun, a lot of guys coming back. I mean, you got the original Ghostbusters, the 3 that are still alive, and then you've got the new ones that are coming up, and it's a good transition, and it seems like it's going to be a fun story. It feels like a fun movie, and I'm so glad it's coming out in March.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. I like the conceit too. I mean, at first I was like, well, so everything turns to ice. Okay, whatever. But then it's like, no, it's fear, and it's like it's actually like freezing your tear ducts. You're freezing your blood, and I'm totally intrigued. Douglas, what did you think about the trailer? Did you see it?
Oh yeah, I mean it's really good, and I hope it pays off. If the film is as good as the trailer presents, then it'll be really great. Ghostbusters is very significant in that it kind of the 2016 one set off this era we've been in ever since. With
Yeah.
that approach to films and whatnot, and yet Ghostbusters is the one franchise that showed you what you need to do. If only Star Wars had done this, if only Star Trek had done this, how much better things would be. And it shows you it's possible. And so you get this, you've got the original. I mean, the Afterlife, in a lot of ways, it's a sadder film because of, unfortunately, they waited too long to get to it. Reitman was no more. And so it's more of like a goodbye to him and that sort of thing. But it restored the franchise. You give the market what it wants, and then you've got this one where you have more of a reunion. You've got more of the Ghostbusters back, and it's still the transition because you've got this other generation, and that's how you do these things. That you say, hey, we want to restart the franchise or whatnot, and there's a handoff, and this speaks in particular to Star Wars, is like, this is how you do that. And I suspect probably some of the characters will be done by the end of this one, and but it handled well, that's fine. And so the lessons of it is very profound. But it's got to be a good film. It looks good. Trailers are notorious for great trailers. Can be trailers for awful movies. Really good trailers can be for, I mean, really bad trailers could disservice a good movie, so on and so forth. As for Patton Oswalt, I don't care for the man. But when you do, but to objectively look at things, if he does good work, good for him. That's all I care about. I'm not going to live with any of these people. It's 2 hours or more. Basically, entertain me, do a good job. We're good. I got my money's worth.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not going to like stop watching, classic films just because somebody does something reprehensible in real life, like Polanski in Chinatown. Well, sorry, Chinatown's a fucking masterpiece.
It's
one of the greatest movies ever made. I'm going to keep watching it. So, sorry. I'm not, I'm not a judge and jury. I'm just a film fan, and that's a hell of a good film. Mexican Iron Man. Did you like the trailer?
Love the trailer, and when I saw the movie in the theaters, it's one of my best movie going experiences in the last couple of years. And although I'm not the biggest Ghostbusters fan, like it's not in my top 5 of fandoms, but I was sitting there in the theater and I was all emotional. I mean, I was like, I know there's not supposed to be any crying in cinematic baseball when you serve on the supervillains team, but man, I'm sitting there and those last few scenes, the action, then the way it ended, I'm sitting there and got a little tortilla tear coming down the cheek, and I'm all in. I can't wait. And there's different debates and stuff. People are like, well, what about this next generation? Well, that's the whole point. You tell a story that moves forward. Yeah, how often are we moving backwards? And I reject some of the criticisms that this thing is just member berries. We've seen what is just member berries. We saw that with Picard 3. That was just nothing but member berries. There was nothing moving anything forward. This, I see some things in this trailer that tell us, first of all, yes, it's got all the right people in it, but I'm really excited to see where the story is going to go. I think it looks great from a graphics standpoint, and I'm all in. I mean, I will be there opening weekend for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait. Really, really looking forward to it. Andy, what do you think of this thing?
It really felt like it recaptured some of the magic, the chemistry, the vibe. I think that Afterlife had a big job to do. It had to acknowledge Reitman. It had to acknowledge Egon being gone. It had to make up for 2016, and it needed a little bit of reverence and that last scene with Egon as a ghost and everybody there all together was like, and the way it tied together with this kid, she's friggin'. I don't care for like the Stranger Things kid too much, but this little girl, man, she sold it as like Egon's granddaughter. She was really believable in it.
Yeah.
This has a good feel for it, and it's funny because Gary and I had discussed this before. He had an idea that what if this had been made into a franchise like he pointed out, they said in the first one, the franchise rights alone could make us millions. And imagine if you could have had like Chris Farley and David Spade as like another team of Ghostbusters and all this.
Oh yeah.
And now they're branching out with this. You're getting a whole bunch of different characters they're expanding this team out and they're studying the ghosts and things. This is going to be pretty impressive. And if this works, which from the looks of it, I think it will, this is a blueprint if people are smart to say, here's how you respectfully deal with the franchise. And if that can catch on, that can be contagious, we might be looking at a renaissance of some good films. I mean, now I think it all depends on whether or not there's actually talent out there that, because they've all come through the same, the old days, the writers and actors and directors had to go through hardship and really get tested to get these jobs. Now they come out of school, they know somebody, they all have the same degree, they've all been taught by the same woke professors and are parroting the same message. And the producers on the products are demanding these same things, that you have to have all this DEI and all this stuff with it. And yeah, again, like we were talking about earlier with the heroines, that was organic. There was already naturally there. It's not something you had to put there. There was already a natural diversity with things. And when you start pumping it in there artificially, now you lose quality. And I think this has the potential to really, it's funny, as Doug pointed out, that 2016 kind of set it in motion. If this goes back and goes full circle and corrects it and shows you the way to fix it, man, that's a perfect loop right there.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that idea. I mean, you could have had different, like, pairings of Ghostbusters in different cities. Yeah, Spade and Farley would have actually really been pretty fucking great. They really blew it. It's probably Murray's fault, right? I mean, he just kept rejecting script after script, and just he
I don't think it's Murray's fault. I mean, he's we don't really. We could have a series or something without Bill Murray in it. We got some Bill Murray in these movies, and that's good. But I mean, I know it's kind of sacrilegious saying that we don't need a Bill Murray in a Ghostbusters movie. Don't get me wrong, I love Bill Murray. I'd love to see him in one, but he's not going to be doing this stuff forever. So we kind of have to, if we were going to see a show or something like that, we'd have to accept that he wouldn't be in it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm wondering if they're going to do the Harrison Ford thing where he's like, yeah, kill my character off because I don't want to do this anymore. and which would kind of suck because like I'd like to see him and Sigourney Weaver go off to an island somewhere and just like be drinking Mai Tais and have Slimer pouring the drinks in. That would be great.
Right.
Give them their happy ending.
Yeah, that would be
retirement.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they could transist over enough with a couple of movies, I think it's going to be fine without the older guys.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it. You know why? Because they did it right.
Yeah.
They did the best that they could with Afterlife, and they actually got a shot with all 4 Ghostbusters. One of them was not, a live action human being, but hey, that they did the best they could with an actor who is no longer with us, and that was cool. And they turned that they turned that tragedy into part of the story. I think that's kind of why Ghostbusters Afterlife is so sad. It's because of that that part of the story, which is why it needed more humor. But still, there's a way to move into a new direction, and they're doing it right. At least they're doing it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can always bring back the older guys as cameo roles to advise or bring up
that sort of
you
thing,
know,
right? Yeah.
be a mentor.
Yeah.
Yeah, Afterlife
100%.
did what it had to do to fix the damage, which it did.
Yeah.
And now this one is really the return of Ghostbusters in a lot of ways. It looks like Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
It sounds
Back in
like
New
it.
York.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
Feels like it. I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Hell of a lot of fun. All right. Well, let's go ahead. Gary, you had sent me. You found this story about Shatner. Do you want to just tell us what it said in general?
I didn't even read it. I just sent it over to you. So
Okay.
it's all
Well,
you, man.
basically, what it is that the EU apparently has basically put guidelines, or was it a law? I'm trying to recall. Hold on a sec here. I'll just pull it right up here. But essentially the issue is that the EU is putting warnings on Star Trek episodes because of gender bias on the phrase "where no man has gone before." See, where no man has gone before, and that of course is just it's just sexist, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just so.
Well, that's because it brings up the question, Doomcock. Where do if you're they, them, it was, Latinx, where do they go? No one knows.
Is that where Latinx went into your collection there? I just think I think it's hilarious. Especially like I never liked it when they did, Shatner corrects himself at the end of Star Trek 6 when no one has gone before, and and I mean I guess Picard infected him with his girly to boldly go where no one has gone before, and he looked all smug, piece of shit.
But it speaks to an ignorance of the English language and the usage of the word man. It can refer to a male human being, or it could just be another term for humanity. And that's
right.
So that EU guy set of guidelines kicked off a Twitter battle. Have you been watching Shatner on Twitter go over this thing? He's been at he's been at absolute ground zero thermonuclear. Well, I'll let Douglas talk about it.
No, I have not.
Oh my God! Douglas,
went on and on, and then he pointed out the idea that cisgender is the term they use for the rest of us, and he says, "I'm actually taking offense at that."
Okay, basically, Doomcock, the woker, the Gorn. Okay, and they've been coming at Shatner over and over and over again, and Shatner has been relentless. Like if you look at the timestamps and the days, he is popping back, swinging, and he's doesn't care. He doesn't care if whoever's hitting him up has thousands of followers on Twitter or 300, any and everything. He is dun 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 pow pow.
Outstanding.
It is.
Shatner holds nothing back.
I woke up at 3 in the morning, and I just was just scrolling. I mean, he is just on fire.
He's reached that glorious age where he's got no F's to give.
Yes.
And that's a powerful position to be in.
And razor
Yeah.
sharp too.
I'm
Yeah,
pulling
yeah,
up
yeah.
some of what Shatner, The Sun published an article called EU Chiefs Want to Ban Gendered Phrases, such as the classic Star Trek line to boldly go where no man has gone before. And Shatner says, presentism at work yet again. Why start at Trek? Isn't it better to start at the beginning and redo foundation materials such as the Magna Carta, religious writings, works of Shakespeare before worrying about a silly TV show opening that reflects social commentary of the time? If people are offended by 6 seconds of dialogue recorded in 1966 without a modicum of understanding of the social issues of the time, there's bigger issues that they need to deal with first, like educating themselves.
But, you know,
God bless him. I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
I gotta follow this. I gotta follow.
We should put on some '60s psychedelic jazz music and read his tweets, like his
know,
music,
yeah,
you know, like his albums.
albums.
You know,
That
that'd be
would,
great.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
but
I need to look through YouTube if I can find some kind of '60s kind of stuff, you know, that
Right.
he could do.
Yeah, I was going to
Doing
say,
Muzak, Mr. Tambourine Man.
Yeah.
Mr. Tambourine Man. Mr. Tambourine Man.
Play a song for me.
yeah, that's all.
Mr. Tambourine Man!
Tambourine, will you play a song?
I'm not sleepy and there ain't no place I'm going to.
But Dimcock, you always reiterate that that's why you buy physical media. And if they're trying to do this crap and put restrictions on it or put warnings or stuff like that, you have physical media that doesn't have those.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
110%.
they'll use AI to go in there and redo his voice and everything.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah, that's inevitable with this nonsense.
Change the dialogue in the old shows.
Right.
But once
Yeah.
again, he's proven he's our captain.
Mhm.
You know?
I love, he also says this, people who use presentism don't really have their own opinions or brains to be able to understand that social values and stigmas constantly change, and you need to be able to accept that. They just try to scream loudest so they get attention. And it's absolutely right. I mean, he's even like this woman, Karen, it's a Karen, actually.
Karen, wow, what
Who'd
are
have
the
thought?
odds?
Wow.
Oh, wow. What do you do?
They had Jim Kirk on the show, but let me ask you a serious question. Whose idea was it for your character to screw every female alien? You could have told Gene no. Yeah, right. You can tell the showrunner no. Yeah. But
Dude,
you didn't.
He should have said it was my idea.
But you
It was
didn't.
all, man. I
Also,
insisted.
screaming at people at a convention makes you lose fans. And Shatner replies, "Sweetheart,
Baby cakes.
sweetheart, stop using presentism to judge a '60s show. It makes you look desperate and silly. Notice how I use toxic masculinity to begin this."
Fucking A, man.
Oh, yeah,
my captain.
Fuck yeah.
You got to get all these tweets together, dude. I can do it for your Friday show.
Dubcock,
Yeah.
I told you they're on there. What I tell you that it is entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
I've got to do it. I've got to.
Yeah,
Sounds like
think-
a Friday Night Frolic super chat.
Yeah.
Shit, I
the
think-
Shatner X album.
Friday Night
I
Frolics.
just wish they
yes.
told her to calm down.
Calm down, Karen.
Calm down, sweetheart. Let me mansplain something to you. I'm a man, and I'm telling you something. I'm hoping it will educate you, or at least make you a little less of a Karen. Yeah.
Turn off the oven and sit down and I'll explain this to you.
Nice.
Take a break from doing those dishes.
Make me a sandwich and I'll tell you all about it.
And be sure to cut the crust off. You understand?
Oh, jeez.
I love it. I love it. Well, there we go. There's some more good news, good pop culture news, and let's see. So yeah, that made me happy. I feel better about all this shit. I like that. Jake Martin says, "I shall soothe you with my dulcet baritone, Karen." Nicely said. Let's now talk about He-Man. Robert, you saw the He-Man. You said it's a little better. I won't watch it. Kevin Smith had his chance and he blew it. He blew it big time for me, so I ain't going back again no more. But for those of you out there in the chat who still give a shit about Kevin Smith's take on He-Man, go ahead and tell us what you saw. Did anyone else watch He-Man, by the way? Everyone shakes their head. Everyone with good sense shakes.
I mean, I so much didn't want to watch it, Doomcock. I conspicuously suddenly was unable to make any Midnight Ed shows.
Yeah, I noticed that, Mike.
Because Andre would have been like, Mike, have you seen
You must
the
watch
new episodes of He-Man? Let us have a follow-up to what happened last time. Okay, we will read super chats while you go now.
I wonder if the EU is gonna put a warning label on the name of this show.
Maybe.
Oh yeah, good point. Yeah,
Maybe.
they need to get on that pronto.
How do you do that? He blur.
All right.
Well, if they went with She-Man, that could be modern audience.
Now that's acceptable. That's okay.
All right.
Actually, it would be called They Blank, right?
Yeah.
Possibly.
They
But,
blank Sheesters of the
Yeah, she's
universe.
of the universe.
Easters of the universe.
Sheesters of the universe.
Shysters of the fucking universe. I says, and that
Just
leaves
call it
Kevin
chicks with
Smith.
dicks.
Yeah.
You know.
Chicks with dicks of the universe.
That sounds like an awesome movie, Doug. That sounds like a great movie.
Go ahead, Robert. What did you
Okay.
see?
So it's only 5 episodes, thank goodness. But it's actually, they listened to fans and they made some significant changes. So first of all, the animation is way better. The girls look like girls. You don't have these girls that are super buff guy looking in these episodes. The characters were changed. So Prince Adam / He-Man is actually He-Man. He's not this wimpy dude, and he is in all the episodes, and he's a significant role, and he's part of the main focus of the story. Tila is actually feminine and actually the sorceress and true to her character, put back as she should be. Skeletor is actually Skeletor. The pacing is good in this one because it's only 5 episodes, so it goes fairly quickly. There's a lot of fun robot monster actions in the finale, which Doomcock, it includes a Mecha Cthulhu monster fighting a dragon. So be it only for a few minutes, but there's a Mecha Cthulhu creature that's kind of cool. The Keldor storyline is really good, and they actually do it right. And William Shatner plays Keldor, and Shatner has this line in there: "I'm laughing at the superior intellect."
Okay, little
Yeah.
sop to Star Trek fans. All right.
Yes. So it's actually in there. Yes, there are a lot of member berries, but the member berries are more like this. So it's not like a Picard thing where you're like, oh my God, oh my goodness, this person. It's more like, oh, cool, they've got that play set. Or, oh, cool, they mentioned that thing that was in the original episode. Or, oh, cool, they have this character from the He-Man movie that was not that great in the 80s, but we love that character. So those were good, and it has interesting callbacks to those, but it actually has a story that's okay. I would say that this is probably maybe about a 5 or a 6, way better than the other one. It's watchable, but it's not great. And here's some of the stuff that's not good about it. So first of all, Netflix, get your act together. When it came out, I tried to find it, and I looked under He-Man, and that's where I found only season 1. And I'm like, where the heck is this new show that they're supposed to be promoting? So I found it under Masters of the Universe. I think Netflix has fixed it, but if you're looking for it, it's under Masters of the Universe, not He-Man.
So they did regulate the title.
Yeah, they did.
Hmm.
So Andra is still in it, and she's still woke as crap. Every other word is, I'm man at arms. I'm man at arms. I'm man at arms. I made that. I made that. I'm just like, can you stop? And it's annoying. And at the end, what happens with her character and where they're going with it, it's just cringe. You just want to go, ugh. So that was bad. There's a kind of annoying female villain called Motherboard, who is under Hordak, so she's not the main bad guy, but she does some stuff to Skeletor that, Motherboard.
What?
She's like a tech witch, something like that. It's goofy.
What?
I thought it was a board she chopped onions on.
Pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, she's kind of annoying, but Skeletor gets the upper hand on her, which was actually pretty good. There are some cheesy lines galore in this. Some of them are throwbacks, but like some of them are super cheese. It's just like, oh my gosh, did that character really say it? So that was kind of annoying. There's actually He-Man and Teela actually hook up in this, but they are kind of, you see their love story, and it's a little bit over the top, but it's there. It's actually there. The story's kind of around this concept of Adam, does he take the throne or does he remain the champion? And he can't be both. And I hated that, because why can't you be both? History is filled with kings who were the champions of their people. We've got mythology and stories like King Arthur, who had, was the champion of his people at the time. Why can't he be both? They didn't really explore that. That's what was bad for me about it. That's what kind of just was like, what? Why are they doing this? And then it kind of goes from that into an ending with democracy, and it really doesn't explain how you really get there. So that was
duh. All those kings were men.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The villains, have Castle Grayskull and turn into a googly-eyed Castle Grayskull, which looks dumb as all get out. I just like, what on earth is this? It looks like something in a video game. And then you've got Orko versus Gwildor, the two fight, and that gets kind of annoying. It's funny at first, but after a while, it's just like, come on, this is just annoying. Come on, move on. But you do get some callbacks to some characters from Master of the Universe. You've got the Horde in it. It's the main Horde figures from He-Man, because they can't use the She-Ra characters. The ending has a character that comes back that you're like, where the heck was he? Because he could have made a big difference. And then it supposedly is going to continue. And if it continues, they're bringing kind of this comic into it with kind of the She-Ra-esque Horde figure. So if you know who she is, you'll know. But that's kind of where it goes. It's okay. It's watchable. It's way better than the first one, but it's not great. It's like a thing that they said, here, we'll make up for what we did. And then I get the feeling that they're going to just go right back into wokeism, because they're going to focus on some female leaders who kind of take over everything anyway. So,
all right. Well, there you go.
I heard that they're introducing the real power behind the sorceress. It's going to be a goddess named Cleitoris. And but nobody can find her.
Teela's actually good in this. Evil Lynn's actually good in this. They make fun of themselves at one point, where Evil Lynn's got this, she can make circles and teleport. And they're like, why are we standing here if you can teleport? And she's like, good point. And then they teleport. I'm like, wow, they actually made fun of themselves in that one moment. So,
all right. Well, thanks for taking the hit for us. I'm not compelled. I'm not gonna watch it. Anyone have any other questions? Otherwise, no.
I mean, if they did good work, fine. But I mean, it was pretty rotten what they did at the outset, and especially what they did to Clownfish TV. That was totally uncalled for, and it's their own damn fault. I mean, he just flat out lied, and so. I'm not gonna. I mean, maybe later on I'll take a look at it, if that. But and again, it still leaves the door open. They'll get back to ruining it, perhaps. But at least so far, they haven't had Evil Lynn shoot He-Man in the face. So you got that going.
Yeah.
None of that.
With that, Doomcock, I got to take my leave. All apologies.
Well, thanks, Douglas. Buddy, go ahead and plug your. Oh, yes, he's holding up the comic right here.
Yes, if you would like to be like Robert and have a copy of Night Night, well, wait no further. Head over to indieplanet.com and look up Night Night, and you too can have in your hands a copy of the Night Night comic book based on my audio plays of the same name, which are featured regularly in my podcast, Mr. Nelson Show, and are archived here on YouTube and elsewhere, and also at my locals page. Oh, speaking of that, yes, you can head over to locals. Locals, the nelsonratings.locals.com, almost missed it, and check out all your Nelson needs.
Your Nelson needs.
Oh, man.
Yes.
Doug, you totally reminded me right there of Bill Murray in Groundhog Day. Remember when Ned Ryerson comes up to him, he's like, "Bing!" And Bill Murray's just like, "Bing!" I just totally thought of Bill Murray. That's one of the funniest moments of that fucking movie.
Bing.
We love you, Doug. We'll see you later, man.
All right.
Take
Thank
care,
you.
Thanks, Doug.
Have a good night.
Good. God bless you, man. Thank you for being here. All right. Let's go ahead and get to some more of these super chats here. All right, let us continue on here. Let me find out where I left off. Okay, William Pennington has been a Dumentite of mine for 20 months now. Thank you, William. And he says, "Hail to Overlord DVD and the noble chat. Even being sicker than a dog fed a diet of rejected Disney scripts couldn't keep me away." Oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that you're feeling ill, William. Hopefully a little laughter. They say laughter is the best medicine, and I hope some of the laughter that we've been having here tonight has helped you out, buddy. Sorry about that, man, but we're really glad to have you here. And Jack White with a $2 super chat is a brand new recommendation for us, folks. New series recommendation, Blue Exorcist. I have not heard of this. I guess that's because it's new. But thank you, Jack White, for that, for the donation and for Blue Exorcist. Something for you folks to check out if you love anime. Thank you, Jack. Andrew Randell with a very generous $50 Canadian super chat. Thank you so much, Andrew. You're a producer on tonight's Pop Culture Breakdown. God bless you, Andrew. And he says, "What they've done to the entire Justice League, not just Batman, has set me off. Let's hope for some good stuff tonight." I think we've had some good stuff tonight. Thank you, Andrew Randell. We had some good laughs tonight, and I think hopefully it's put a smile on your face, buddy. I'm not. I've had my say about Batman, and as far as the rest of the Justice League goes, hopefully my Batman video has just warned people not to expose themselves to that shit. That's all I can hope for. The Ginger Menace. Hey, Mary Ashmead, how are you doing? The Queen of the Wrenches, the Ginger Menace, with a $20 super chat. Very kind of you, Ginger Menace. She says, "Doomcock, I was not wanting to see the next Ghostbusters until I watched the trailer you put up. I have since changed my mind and think it will do well. The old guys are back and the storyline looks great. I want to see this." Yeah, I can't wait to see it, Mary. I'm really, really, really looking forward to it. Please don't fuck it up. Please don't have hidden wokeness in there. I don't think they will. I think it's going to be fun, and I think it's going to take us back to a better place in film history. You know, a better year. You know, yesteryear. I think we're turning a corner. I really do. I think we're going to start getting some good movies. You know, Dune 2, Frozen Empire. You know, well, I thought Argyle, but maybe not. Godzilla -1. There's a lot of good stuff out there all of a sudden, and you know, knock wood. I hope we're going to keep getting some more. Roadhog 1167 has been a Dumentide of mine for a year now. Thank you, Roadhog. He says, "Hail DVD. I've seen the Burbs, but it's been so long. I'll just listen on this one. It was a damn good 80s movie, though." Well, I haven't seen it either, Roadhog 1167. I was hoping I would get to see it today, and I was unable to do so. So I'm going to try to not pay too much attention when the guys are talking about it, and hopefully I'm going to watch it in the next day or so. Really looking forward to it. When I heard Joe Dante did it, I was sold. So I'm really looking forward to it. Green Hat with a $5 super chat. Thank you. Green Hat says, "Did you hear about the Wheel of Privilege and Power at the Disney Break Room recently?" No. What is that?
What the heck is that?
What do you, Green Hat, what are you talking about? The Wheel of Privilege and Power
Hold on, let me
at
do
the
some
Disney
research
Break Room. I have no idea what that is, Green Hat. What is that? Maybe someone in the chat will be able to tell me, or you can tell me in the chat, Green Hat, or maybe someone here will look it up. Thank you, Green Hat. I don't know. I don't know what to say. Radioactive with a $10 super chat. Thank you. Radioactive says, "Have you seen this article? William Shatner beams down scathing rebuke against European Union's targeting of Star Trek. EU wants to omit the intro where no man has gone before. Rant torpedoes away." Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them and their Ministry of Truth bullshit. I didn't know I thought they wanted to put a label on it. But if they're actually wanting to take out William Shatner's classic narration of the credits, then it's fucking war. So I hope that's not. I hope they're just gonna put some namby-pamby, you know, wimpy ass little fucking. This is a safe space warning for any of you out there, you snowflakes out there. You know who you are. Yes, you do. That we're gonna go ahead and protect you from where no. I can't even say it. Where no has gone before. It's just terrible. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you, you little snowflake. Go somewhere and fucking melt, will you? Unbelievable. Thank you very much, Radioactive. That English Gent has been a Dominion of mine for 31 months now. Thank you, that English Gent. He says, "Since when did Mexican Iron Man turn into Ali G? LOL." Well, you're in California. Is that why you're dressed like Ali G, Mike? Oh, I guess he stepped away. We'll ask him when he comes back, man. We'll ask him. Oh no, there he is.
I'm here. I was just looking up the Disney Break Room video. I found it, but I can't watch it while I'm on the show. But apparently I'll send you the link. But I look like who? Who do I look like?
They said, why is, since when did Mexican Iron Man turn into Ali G? LOL. That's what the English...
you know what? Har. Okay, you know what? I went to the gym before the show. Okay, you...
Okay. Well, I figured you were in California, right?
I am.
Well, then that explains it. You know, when in Rome, do like a Roman, right? It's just, you know, it's that simple. Hail to you, Mexican Iron Man, and hail to you, that English Gent. Good to see you again. It's been a while. Concobar with a 60. Golly, I think those are. It's like a symbol. Is it rupees or something? It's like or reals. I'm not. Or is it shekels? It might be shekels. Well, anyway. Whatever they are, there's 60 of them from Conco Bar. Thank you, Conco Bar. Says, "Hail, Lord Doomcock. Long time no see. Keep up the good fight, my lord. Thank you very much, Conco Bar. I think that is shekels. Actually, when you get right down to it, I think that's the symbol for shekels. And if so, thank you very much, Conco Bar. I really appreciate your support, my friend. Really do. And Green Hat with a $5 super chat. Thank you. Green Hat says, for me, there is only one way that Bruce Wayne stops being Batman, and that is the way portrayed in Batman Beyond. Yeah, that's the future Batman, right? Isn't that the Batman Beyond series? That's what I recall. I think that might be it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the future Batman.
Yeah. I watched a few of those.
Yeah, still has Bruce Wayne as a mentor.
Right. Exactly. Or in Kingdom Come, where he built these Batman robots to patrol Gotham as he was like supervising them from the Batcave or something. So that was kind of clever too. Thank you very much, Green Hat. Appreciate that. Tiara Starbrighter has been a Dominion of mine for 41 months now. Thank you, Tiara. Says insane that a supervillain treats Batman better. Yeah, well, this supervillain has a big soft spot in his heart for the great Batman, for Bruce Wayne, the real Batman. My God, what a great character. You just have no idea how much Batman stuff I own. I really, really love him, and it just breaks my heart to see that shit. Now, Trevin Lane with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Trevin. He has a little more context here from the game. He says, context for the Suicide Squad game. Brainiac uses nanites to turn Superman, Batman, Flash, John Stewart, which is Green Lantern 3, and a bunch of civilians into Brainiac minions. Amanda Waller reacts. Okay, well, I mean, I don't care. It's still not something that I want to see, and it shouldn't be something that the Suicide Squad should even be able to do. I mean, the Flash, Superman, John fucking Stewart, a Green Lantern? No, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. I don't want to see this shit. Jake Martin with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Jake, very much for that. So shocking that the same ideologue weirdos who fail to grasp any nuance or alternative perspective when it comes to 100 other issues also fail when it comes to this despicable treatment of Batman. Yeah, I can't understand it. And I can't understand some of the comments that my video got. It's just like, you people, what are you even thinking? I have no idea. People never fail to surprise the shit out of me. I'll just say that. I always stunned by people. When you think that, people, you've seen everything, then some idiot comes along and does something brand new. It's just crazy. Tiara Starbrighter with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Tiara. Says, take consolation. Batman will return from death. When Rocksteady and Sweet Baby die, they will stay dead, and we will Batusi on their grave. Well, I get your point, Tiara, but again, when you can just go ahead and, oh, he dies in this game. Oh, he dies over in this comic. Oh, he dies in this movie. Then it just starts to erode the very concept of Batman. And it just trivializes it. And then it's like, yeah, who gives a shit? Okay. I mean, what if they turn Batman into the
It's like Luke Skywalker sucking green titty milk.
No, well, it's even worse. They turn him into Kenny. They kill Kenny, you bastard. Yeah.
Exactly. The other thing with this is that, okay, like Batman's been handed down from generation to generation with the same Bruce Wayne, the same basic concept of him, generational hero. Okay. This tears down that hero, and that's what we're pissed about.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Exactly. And I mean, it just if he dies all the time, then it's just hard to give a shit about his adventures. Oh, the giant clam got him and he drowned. Okay. Well, he'll be back next issue, folks. Same thing with James Bond. That was just obscene. they go ahead and kill James Bond. They make you watch it, and then it's like James Bond will return. It's like, go fuck yourself. What is he, Jesus? Go fuck yourself.
No, it's even worse than that, Doomcock. What the heck was the name of the movie? Do you remember the name? Do you remember the name of the movie?
No, I don't even remember.
It was called No Time to Die. I'm like, well, obviously he had time to die.
He found the time.
He found the time to die.
Yeah. What he's James Bond. He never says die. Oh, I guess he does. Romulo Garcia has been a channel member of mine for 33 months now. Thank you, Romulo. Shit, I didn't know you had something here, or when you left, I would have read it. But Romulo says, without respect, we reject that game. Thank you, Romulo. Good to see you, man. It's been a while. Hail to Romulo Garcia, and thank you for sending that, my friend. And Richard Wells. Hey, Richard, how you doing, man? With a $20 super chat. Thank you, Richard. He says, the Batman is an important part of who we are. He represents the strength to fight back against evil. Yep. And basically, they're taking that strength away by killing him. They're going ahead and degrading him at the hands of Harley Quinn. I guess that means Harley's better than he is and better than Joker is. It just, fuck all of this shit. This fucking scum. I swear to God. Ambush Bob has been a Dumentite of mine for 29 months now. Thank you, Ambush Bob. And he makes this point. If you're going to kill Batman, it has to be done with care, not in the flippant way that game did. Yeah. I mean, and it kind of needs to be, more permanent, or find a way to bring him back, like, Dr. Fate, the equivalent of Doctor Strange, going in the afterworld and bringing him back, or, he put his Katra in or something, but just kind of ignoring it and just like moving on to the next thing, and just, we need Batman back. Okay, dust off the corpse and just stand him up over there, and we'll just pretend that it never happened. It is flippant, Ambush Bob. That is the fucking problem. It diminishes the character. It erodes the lore, and it basically sends a message to the fans. None of this shit matters. Then why are we even reading it? Why are we reading his adventures? Why are we watching his adventures? If he can just die like that. They killed Kenny. Yawn, you bastards. I mean, after a while, it just got to be like where they'd say, they killed Kenny, you bastards. It'd be obligatory. That was part of the joke. Well, it's not a joke when it's Batman. It's not a joke when it's fucking Batman. TLJ Screwjob with a $20 super chat. Thank you, TLJ Screwjob says, as much as I get the getting mad at a game with this title is like taking your child to see Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then getting mad at it argument, why make this game in the environment we're in? I guess nepotism. Yeah. I mean, you've got to read the room. You've got to, have the context of it. If we hadn't been through years and years and years of this, pop culture abuse and, basically sodomizing the memory and character of every hero that we've got, maybe we wouldn't be so sensitive to this, and we could look at it as Elseworlds. But at this point, it's like a goddamn slap in the face and a piss in our bowl of cornflakes, and we're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to take it anymore. Doll Life Dan with a $10 super chat and a $5 super chat, 2 in 1. Thank you, Doll Life Dan. Doll Life Dan says, after watching Mahler play Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, the Batman mistreatment is just the beginning of the problems. It has intersectional critiques of the Justice League not fighting for justice for people like us. They piss on the corpses of Justice League. In Flash's case, it is literal. So they literally piss on the Flash's body in the game. Seriously? They piss on the Flash.
Yeah, I mean, supposedly what I heard from the Midnight Six Show this morning, that who was it? Is it Miss Boomerang? Who is it? I can't remember which character, but unzips, and you don't see it happening, but that's basically what Boomerang. But that is what happens, or it's about to happen, and then he stopped. But yeah,
I'm just, speechless. I'm just speechless.
Once again, they identify with the villains.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Doll Life Dan says, Sweet Baby are the most disgusting cultural vandals. Yeah, well, fuck them. I will never patronize the people that did this again. I cannot even believe. Is nobody at home at DC? Is nobody paying attention to this? Is this okay? I'm sure this has been in development long before James Gunn went over there. So, I mean, this is unfucking believable. Wow. I did not know that. Jesus Christ. Why, Qui-Gon with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Qui-Gon. He says, what is being done with all of these beloved franchises is intended to demoralize those who resist wokeness. It doesn't demoralize me. It just makes me madder. It just makes me screw my courage to the sticking place and beyond. It makes me want to double down on resisting wokeness. It makes me want to insult wokeness. It makes me want to melt a whole bunch of fucking snowflakes. That's what it makes me want to do. I want to have my words invade their safe spaces and make them cry. I want them to I want those snowflakes to fall upwards back into the fucking clouds where they came from. Pieces of shit. Hail to you, Qui-Gon. With Doomcock, that shit doesn't work at all. It does not fucking work at all. Thank you for that, Qui-Gon. Thanks for that. Israel R. with a incredibly generous $50 super chat. God bless you, Israel R. You're a producer on Pop Culture Breakdown tonight. And the great Israel R. says, Hail DC panel and chat. It's been a while. I know, man. Where you been? What you been up to? He says, the Batman fiasco with Rocksteady's new game is horrid. I understand your points because I feel the same about Luke, Indy, and Peter Cullen's Optimus Prime. Some people are blind to the hidden attacks on us. Well, absolutely, Israel are. A lot of people are ignorant of this. It just flies under their radar. But this is a direct attack on our larger culture, and that is why I keep sounding the alarm. You know, another one of the stupid kind of things that people regularly say to me is, well, if you hate it so much, don't look at it. Just don't watch it. And it's like, I have to watch it in order to not let it slide. If you don't watch it, if you just turn a blind eye to it, then it's sliding and you're conceding the ground.
Absolutely. And people, anyone that tells you that doesn't understand who you are, what your mission in life is, because your mission is to save pop culture and save the stories that matter. That's analogous to someone saying that, well, if you don't like the fact that you hear bullets, then why are you a warrior out on the field? Well, that's the whole point, Doomcock. You are the general. You are the pattern of our cultural times, literally. You're on the field of battle. You are, dude. Like, when I think of like that scene where he's in front of the flag, a lot of times when I'm watching your videos and stuff, I think of you, when you're in front of the castle that you have, and you're in with, when you're there, a lot of it reminds me when I see the pattern, that opening monologue. And that's what you're doing. You're on the battlefield of war. It's not about, do you get to watch it or not? So we watch stuff we don't want to watch all the time because we have to, because we got to call this stuff out. And you know why? Because it matters. It truly does matter. If there's no Captain Kirk and there's no Batman, I don't end up the way I am in life. It's that simple. So if none of it matters, then none of us on this planet matters. And that's what you fight for the things that matter.
Thank you, man. I mean, that's exactly how I feel. Without Batman, without Star Trek, without Monty Python's Flying Circus, I'm not the person that I am. Those were huge things that molded me in my childhood. My sense of humor. Star Wars also really had a big impact on me, and it matters. And to say that, oh, well, just close your eyes and just ignore it. Well, how will that work with termites? You see that termites are invading your house, but it's like, oh, I don't want to deal with that. I'm just not going to deal with it. Well, great. And then your house falls fucking down eventually. And that's what I'm trying to avoid, having our houses fall down, the houses, dream houses, the houses of our culture, the houses of our identity. That's what I'm fighting to preserve. And the great Big Daddy MRI gifted 10 Overlord DVD memberships to this channel today. Thank you very much, Big Daddy MRI. And Camchi with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Camchi says, I saw this coming since DC has lowered their standards for years, and both Marvel and DC are awful. They're beyond broken. And this is the clear proof. Yeah, that's why I don't buy new comics anymore. I haven't bought new comics in a long fucking time. I'll buy old collections of stuff, secondhand usually from used bookstores and stuff, but that's about it. All right, let's go ahead and let's get to something good here. Let's get to a movie we love, shall we? And that movie is the one I wanted to watch today. I didn't get the chance, damn it, but I'm going to watch it in the next day or so. The Burbs, done by Joe Dante, the amazing Joe Dante. What a hell of a filmmaker he was. Gremlins, Twilight Zone, the movie, and The Burbs. Now, because I don't want spoilers here, what I'm going to do is kill the audio for myself, but when it's time to switch, Gary, to another person, just wave at the screen.
Okay, I'll do that. Do you want Andy to run the screen caps?
Yeah, Andy is doing it. Yeah.
Oh, okay, good. All right.
Yeah, he's got it. So I will just kind of step away here. Well, I'll be here, but I'll wait for you to wave at me, and then I'll
give you the signal.
Robert. Yeah, give me the signal. Sound good?
Okay.
All right. Tell us about The Burbs.
All right. Here we go, guys. Just when you thought it was safe to stay home for your vacation. A brilliant, dark comedy starring the hilarious ensemble cast and directed by one of the greatest cinema maestros ever to command the camera. Produced on an $18 million budget and bringing in over $49 million at the box office. Written by Dana Olson. The original script was called Life in the Burbs, and it was based on his own experiences in small suburban areas and the weirdos living next door. Olson recalls reading a headline from his local paper which read, "Librarian kills family, self," and thinking about how terrifying it is to know that you could be living next to a serial killer. Olson notes that the film is Ozzie and Harriet meets Charles Manson. Produced by Brian Grazer and Ron Howard for their newly formed company Imagine Entertainment, Ron's brother Rance Howard makes an appearance as a police officer at the end of the film. Ron's other brother, Clint Howard, was cast in a small role but was forced to perform with a paper bag on his head. When Ron Howard asked Joe Dante why his brother was made to cover his face, Dante replied, "I'm sorry, Ron. I'm just trying to avoid an R rating." That joke was for you, Andy. An all-star cast includes pre-Oscar Tom Hanks, Carrie Fisher, Rick Dukeman, Bruce Dern, Corey Feldman, and Henry Gibson. Ruben Klopek was played by Brother Theodore, a comedian and monologist. I think that's how you say it. Monologist? I don't know. Who played hundreds of rooms and made dozens of appearances on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, The Merv Griffin Show, and David Letterman. Did you guys know that he was a comedian? I didn't know. I had no idea that guy was a comedian. Very funny. The Poodle, who played Walter's dog Queenie, played Precious, the little white dog owned by ladies' man and amateur dressmaker Buffalo Bill in Jonathan Demme's Silence of the Lambs. Buffalo Bill now works at the Magic Kingdom, where he greets children dressed as the fairy godmother outside the Disney Princess store. Damn it, I promised myself I wasn't going to laugh at my own joke, but it was funny. Sorry, guys. Colonial Street on the Universal Studios backlot is where the entire film takes place. It is one of the most frequently used locations in cinema and TV history. More recently being used for the entire series of Desperate Housewives. The Peterson household was the Cleaver's home in Leave It to Beaver, and Ricky Butler's home is none other than 1313 Mockingbird Lane, the famous home of the Munsters. Yet another famous facade seen on Colonial Street is the Harvey House, which was disassembled in 1960 to build the Bates Mansion, as seen in Psycho, and was in fact reassembled and put back on the cul-de-sac for the Burbs. Shooting was constantly interrupted by the arrival of the Universal tram tours bussing in hordes of tourists to the cul-de-sac. Apparently, due to the profits made by the theme park being more lucrative than the backlot rentals themselves, the park refused to reroute the tram tours. Also, the boom operators on the film were complaining about frequent sound interruptions in the form of cries for help, which in fact were the recordings of the animatronic victim on the Jaws ride. They say that you can still hear it somewhere in the movie. You can hear the guy on the boat, George, help, help. It's from the Jaws ride, which is literally about maybe 150, 200 feet from the cul-de-sac. Due to a writer's strike during production, many of the scenes were improvised by the actors, which resulted in some of the funniest moments of the film. Even though writer Dana Olson was not allowed to be on set, director Joe Dante cleverly hired him as an actor and would frequently ask for his opinion on story and dialogue. Isn't that smart? Man, that's how you do it. When there's a strike, you just hire the writer as an actor, bring him on, and you kind of talk to him behind one of the sets. Very clever. Jerry Goldsmith gives Joe Dante another amazing score, this time making a satirical jab at his very own score from Patton for the character of Lieutenant Mark Rumsfeld. One of Ennio Morricone's cues from My Name is Nobody is used during the scene where Ray and Art approach the Klopek home. Apparently, also before the score was completed for this movie, they temped using all the Ennio Morricone music from, like classic Western movies and stuff like that. Corey Feldman was visited frequently by his best friend Michael Jackson during production, and also by the pop star's pet chimpanzee, Bubbles. Bubbles was banned from visiting after one too many incidents involved the lovable primate flinging his freshly made warm feces at visiting tourists and on the walls of the actors' trailers.
God.
The original ending saw Ray Peterson murdered by Dr. Klopek. Due to the casting of Hanks in the role, this was changed as to not piss off every ticket purchasing audience member in the theater. A deleted scene indicates why Ray Peterson had decided to stay at home for his vacation. He apparently was fired by his boss, played by Joe Dante regular Kevin McCarthy, and was trying to keep this news from his family. Apparently, Kevin McCarthy appears in the dream sequence when he's being barbecued by the Satanists, and I think he's telling him he's fired again or something. But they shot the scene and they just cut it out. The animated Universal logo, which leads directly into the film via zoom in from space to the cul-de-sac, was produced and shot by none other than Industrial Light and Magic. It was also one of the first times the Universal logo was actually animated into the movie as part of the actual movie, which is kind of cool. My final note, according to Joe Dante, the film received the best reviews since Mein Kampf. Despite the critics panning this great movie, it did make a little money at the box office and grew to cult status when it arrived on home video. This movie is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And a lot of the humor comes from the fact that there was a writer's strike and they were just making up a bunch of stuff. Andy, tell me that Henry Gibson wouldn't have made a great Dr. Fauci. It's too bad he's not
hell
still
yeah.
alive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but this movie is fucking hilarious. Oh, I do have a final note. Corey Feldman once told me that he was ending his drug days on this movie, and Carrie Fisher was trying to get him into rehab, and Bruce Dern used to come up to him after Carrie Fisher would kind of walk away from him and be like, "Hey, buddy, you want to go over to my trailer and smoke a J?" So they used to get baked over in Dern's trailer, hiding from everyone else, and Carrie Fisher was hounding him the whole time, but that's where they were most of the time. I also I tweeted out to you guys earlier today. I found a little piece of an outtake, behind the scenes footage of Dick Miller and Corey Feldman while they were shooting a scene in the back of the garbage truck. And Corey Feldman's just kind of singing a song, and Dick Miller looks at him. He's like, "Shut the fuck up, kid. We're trying to do this." And he's like, they were kind of treating him like shit. It's very funny. But
Incidentally, the other garbage man is Robert Picardo.
oh shit, I forgot to say that. That's another Joe Dante regular, Robert Picardo, the doctor from one of those Star Trek shows that I've never seen. But yeah, this movie, guys, is hilarious. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I hope I didn't spoil it too much for you. But Doomcock, on to the next guy.
Yep. I love the Burbs. This is a funny movie. I remember watching it as a kid. It used to come on cable all the time. And
okay, Gary, sorry, I had muted myself. So I saw you waving. Well done, sir. Let's go on to Robert Wright. Robert, am I gonna like this movie, do you think?
Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's one of those movies that you just get the popcorn and you just turn your brain off and have fun with. It's just a lot of fun. I remember watching it as a kid. I came on cable all the time. It was just a lot of fun to watch, and very great character actors in here. Bruce Dern steals the show. I think he's one of the funniest actors in the movie, just with some of the lines that he says, especially with what he says about the dog pooping on his yard. That line is just hilarious. But also, Rick Dunkman is as Art is great in this. Unfortunately, we lost that actor too young. He had passed away of a disease that he had, but he was great in this.
I didn't know Rick Dunkman died.
Yeah, he had passed away. I read that when I was looking up stuff on this movie. Diabetes. But I thought he was hilarious because he starts kind of the paranoia, and he's that kind of that character that kind of is the catalyst that pushes the main character in a certain direction. And then Tom Hanks is really great in this. Just the different things he goes through. And then, what's her name? The wife of Rumsfeld, his wife.
Oh, Wendy Shaw. Yeah.
Yeah, she's hot.
Yeah, she's on American Dad. She's the mom.
Yeah, she's gorgeous in this.
Oh, she's amazing.
There are a couple scenes in this where you're like, whoa, hey.
I like when Corey Feldman's looking at me. He's like, hey, Mrs. Rumsfeld. She's bent over. No tan lines this morning.
Yeah.
A kid next door is a meatball.
It's just a funny story. It's got some horror elements, which you would appreciate, Doomcock. It's everybody's got that one weird neighbor. I had that one weird neighbor that finally moved, that wouldn't cut his lawn, that was, renting rooms out to God knows who, would put tents in his backyard. Finally, he's gone. But everybody's got that weird neighbor like that, who everybody kind of just like, what the heck?
Yeah.
But
yeah,
I am that weird neighbor to my neighbor.
About, and it's just a funny story. I mean, I strongly recommend it. Go see it. It's a good way to just have some popcorn, relax, just have fun.
Robert, tell me if you agree with this, but when Tom Hanks, the angrier Tom Hanks gets in any movie, but especially this movie, the funnier he is.
Oh, yeah.
When he gets mad and starts screaming with that high-pitched scream, I die, man.
Every time.
When he's like got the finger broken and he's pointing at Art and he's screaming at him and he's ripping up the grass and he throws the chair. It's so funny.
The beer
Oh
can.
God! When he's waking him up from the nap, he's like, "Oh, I'm only trying to lay here taking a goddamn nap." It's so
that's a femur bone. That's a femur bone. What?
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, Tom Hanks, man. He was not thrilled about doing this movie either, because he was branching out of comedy at this point, and he was obviously invested in it, but he was not thrilled about doing another comedy. And I think this was the last of the Tom Hanks 80s classic comedies.
Yeah, I think so. This is right before he went on and did some of the Academy Award winning movies he's known for.
Yeah.
Like Philadelphia.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, next guy.
All right, Andy Masterson, go ahead and tell us what you think about this movie. Let me go ahead and remove that. Go ahead.
Remarkably, Joe Dante was brilliant covering up Clint Howard's face, because he would have had two of the ugliest actors ever with Courtney Gaines on there being like the kid from Malachi from Children of the Corn. He's just like, ugh, like
Yeah.
holy ugh. It's not Halloween. Yeah, this is a great black comedy. And I love dark comedies. They are, to me, that's the best way to do it. When, believe it or not, there are times when I can be a little inappropriate and have a dark sense of humor. So when these jokes come around for me, I find them especially funny. The characters in the neighborhood that's the setting. That's the fun part about this is everybody is a little, you got Bruce Dern over there. Like when they walk out, the first thing you see him is in his, combat boot and shorts, and they're raising the flag up with the hot trophy wife. You have Dugman as a neighbor, and it comes in and he's just pigging out on all the food. He's just like shoveling his now. And Tom Hanks he got his start on Happy Days as this disgruntled classmate of Fonzie's, and he comes back. He's a karate guy, and he's like attacking him in Arnold's, and he destroys the place. And Fonzie says, like, "Look, I'm sorry that I did this to you, but I didn't even realize. I don't even remember you." So, and then he went on Bachelor Party and The Money Pit, and a lot of these great comedies. And back then, if you would have told somebody that Tom Hanks would have won an Academy Award someday, they'd wonder if you were hanging out in Bruce Dern's trailer.
Yeah,
because it was not likely. But Carrie Fisher is adorable. She's
in her prime in this, man.
Yeah.
She was very pretty in this. Very,
Yes.
very gorgeous, good-looking woman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Jim Cock, there's one shot of Carrie Fisher that you will really appreciate.
There's a couple of them.
yeah.
Yeah.
She's kind of like a background character, but every scene she's in, she just quietly pulls it to herself, and she's like, and she's just captivating in it. Beautiful woman. God.
My favorite Carrie Fisher scene is when she's sitting there in the bed and Tom Hanks is sitting on the edge of the bed, and she's like, so she's looking through the book. She's like, well, this is great. So you believe that the Klopeks are offering up Walter as some sort of sacrifice to Beelzebub? And Hanks is just like, it's that moment where men are just being berated by their wife, and they know she's right. And he's like, that's one of the theories, yeah.
He's watching that TV show too.
Just fucking berating his ass, and it's so fucking great. Funny movie.
I love the part where they're going up to the house and they're going to walk in and introduce themselves, and she's like, she really doesn't want to do this, but she kind of got herself into it. Now she's got to follow it through, and she's like, all right. and then Hans comes to the door, and he's like, like, ugh.
I like it. I like that moment when Bruce Dern falls through the fucking stairs, and he drops the dessert that his wife made, and he just looks up at her. There go the goddamn brownies.
And he gives them to him, and he snips them.
He took them off the porch, and he puts them on the plate. There's a little something for the old sweet tooth.
Bruce Dern going through peeling off the wallpaper, and he
fucking Corey Feldman's like, yo, Rumsfeld, hey dude, what's with the gun? Just shut up and paint your goddamn house. Whoa. Okay. Dude.
And the Uncle Reuben like, hey Rubes, like, he's like
what Klopek, what is that, Slavic? No. Whoa. About a 9 on the tension scale there, Rube.
And then Corey Feldman has his girlfriend over, and he's like, oh, watch this. This is great entertainment. And then he gets all his friends over to watch.
Anyway,
and then
sorry,
the house blows up, and all the friends are like, yeah, that was great. That was worth it.
When fucking Hanks slides down the stairs on his feet. He's smoking. It's like smoke coming off of him. He's got a black eye, and he's just kind of tapping his fingers. Sorry. We're nerding out, folks. Sorry. We'll stop quoting. It's kind of embarrassing.
Well, it has
Being a
so
nerd.
many great scenes to it. I mean, like, the dog going over there and shitting on Bruce Dern's yard first thing in the morning. Like, and it's like John Waters like zooming in on it, like, oh man, like.
Yeah, it was heavily featured. The dog shit, wasn't it?
This is a great show. Like Mike and Doomcock, you guys are missing out. You really got to check this out. It's a hell of a lot of fun. It's one of those. It's the classic kind of comedy movies that we're not getting today. Like there's the messaging in it is like, yeah, your neighbors are weird, and if you don't have any weird neighbors, that's because you're the weird neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And you see just how weird they all are because they're all checking it. They're all doing these stupid outlandish things like climbing up telephone poles and electrocuting themselves.
It's like
the place where he fell into the shed is like shaped like him, like a fucking cartoon.
It's also like you hear a noise outside, or you look and you see your neighbors doing something, and you're just like, what's going on up there? But you don't really. You go, oh, okay, and you don't ever really want to investigate or snoop it because you don't really want to be that nosy. Well, this movie is, hey, let's go ahead and be the nosy one,
Yeah. Yep. Was that it, Andy?
That's it.
All right. Well, I am looking forward to watching this thing, and I mean, it just seems fucking amazing. So
you're gonna enjoy it. It's very funny. It's a lot of fun. It's just a fun movie.
It's just cool that I've never seen it yet. So I mean,
yeah, I'm jealous. This is one of my favorites.
I'm gonna watch it this weekend. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Get Sabu and some popcorn and watch it.
I'm gonna do it. Absolutely. Right, Sabu? What do you say, Sabu? There you go. All right. Let's go ahead and get some more of these super chats here.
Super chats, mofo.
All right. Let's see. Where were we? Hold on just a sec here. Thomas M. with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Thomas M. Says, if you want good comics, look at Eric July's Rippaverse. I have all of the ones released so far, and they're great. Well, thank you, Thomas. I've heard a lot of good things about Rippaverse. I also am aware that there's all sorts of weird kind of shit going on between EVS and Eric July or some stuff. I don't really follow that stuff so much, but I was aware there was some kind of shit going down over there.
They need to stop being babies. They really do. It's
just,
support the guy. He's got a comic book. Support him.
Yeah.
They need to stop being babies. Yeah.
This is like, don't always be fighting all the time, folks. Yeah. Jeez.
Welcome to YouTube.
Huh?
Yeah. It's like,
no, exactly. It's so.
Doomcock's like, Doomcock's like, man, I've been seeing this for years.
Yeah, right. I see it all the fucking time. It's insane. It's like high school. It's fucking shit. It's like junior high school, really, is what it is. Unknown Skymaster with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Unknown One. Says, Overlord Most Mighty. Are fan films the future of Star Wars? Example, Star Wars Theories Vader fan film. Well, I think that it certainly isn't Disney Star Wars. I'll tell you that. It really is probably the way forward. The problem is that it takes so much luck and skill. Skill alone is not enough. You also need a luck to have a movie work. It's just like everything's got to go right. Everything's got to pan out. If the script lets you down, if your lead actor lets you down, if your producer's an asshole, if the director is incompetent, there's just 50 million. The wrong music can kill a movie. So, I would say yes, but it's a very, very difficult thing to pull off. But I salute people who do try to pull it off. And I especially salute those rare souls that actually pull it off. Your Muslim uncle with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you. Your Muslim uncle says Kevin Conroy is real and he is dead. This game was made by two DEI idiots. It's specifically about destroying our heroes and myths, cultural Marxism. You're absolutely right, your Muslim uncle. You're spot on, brother. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for stating that so clearly. Yes, I think you are on the target there, brother. And my best to Sufi mom as well. I hope she's doing well. Wayu Hatan with a $5 super chat. Thank you, my friend. Says this will make you feel better, my lord. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny has been nominated for a Razzie.
Wow.
The one award it can win, the fucking Razzie. Also, maybe the Darwin Awards for, Disney self-destructing or Lucasfilm or both, regardless.
I can't believe the injustice that the Marvels wasn't nominated for it.
Yeah, I mean, what does
robbed.
Brie got to do?
Time for a pedicure.
Yeah, I heard Margot Robbie got snubbed by the Razzies also. Jeez.
Oh, I just can't believe. See, now you had to reopen that wound where she's snubbed at the Oscars.
Leave her alone.
Really?
Leave her
alone. Well, actually, that's the problem. They did leave her alone.
Yeah, right.
That's what she's bitching about. I think it's hilarious. Jack White with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Jack. Says, making female characters act more like men is a way to get young girls to act like men, basically fulfilling the lesbian Marxist Simone de Beauvoir's wish. Yeah, Jack knows about this stuff. I don't know about the history of all this shit. So Jack kind of fills in the gaps there. But yeah, well, that I think you may be on there something, Jack.
I'm not sure if Jack was here 2 weeks ago, but I just want to thank him publicly for making me watch Battleship Yamato Star Blazers. Holy hell! Wow,
man, I gotta get that stuff. Where are you watching it, man?
So here's the way it happened. So I watched some scenes on YouTube, and I'm like, just get a sense of whether I liked it or not. So I ordered a copy from a company that's a Japan importer, and so I ordered all of the discs. It's an old collector set, and man, I think I saw the whole thing twice, and then I saw the live action movie remake, which was outstanding, which was back from 2010 or 11. That was done later.
Holy shit, dude!
Yeah, I'm in shock. Like I literally, if I knew how to build models, I would build the model of this ship. It was awesome.
Damn. Maybe you could send me
I'll send it to you if you want. I mean,
well, no, I mean just where you ordered it or what is the set?
And the thing is, each episode. Here's the thing, Dubcock. Each episode is only I think they're 20. I think it was originally a half hour with commercials, so each episode is 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And so you can just bite it off in chunks as you want, and it's great.
All right, well, Jack, you've got a convert there, and I gotta get a hold of this show and check it out. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate that. Saul Shymek with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Saul. Says sent some mails over the last week. An old school updated version of a Klingon D7 that looks good, and Hasbro is selling D&D to 10 cent. Well, maybe. Long live old school RPGs. Yeah, Saul actually did see that updated Klingon D7 replacement. I didn't like it as much as the original, but it wasn't bad. I mean, it was a kind of a good kind of evolution of it, I guess. But I really like the original Klingon D7. I think that is one hell of a ship, and it's just so iconic, and I just don't see. I didn't like any of the Klingon ships that they replaced it with in Next Generation. Nothing beats that classic design, but that was not bad, Saul. I will say that.
except for an open fire on the bridge.
Well, that's Star Trek disgracery. That's entirely a different.
Hey,
fucking...
Jim Cock, real quick, since you mentioned Hasbro, I just want to plug one thing that Hasbro's done really well.
Sure.
So, their G.I. Joe Classified line, they originally wanted to do futuristic Joes, and the fans came back and had backlash that they wanted the original characters, the original way that they looked, and Hasbro made changes. And they took a little bit longer to get the line out, but they've been doing the original characters the original way. They've added new different ones, but they've treated the fans the right way with these characters and with these figures that they've got coming out that are 6-inch characters that are like the 80s G.I. Joes that I played with as a kid. So Hasbro's listening in certain lines in certain areas. So we are winning in different areas, which is good. So always have your voices heard about toys, movies, and things, because somebody will finally listen.
Nice. Hail to Hasbro. I'm
Gotta
sorry.
make up for all that money they lost on Lucasfilm.
Yeah. Oh, God almighty. Oh, poor bastards. I swear to God. It was a bonanza in the 70s and 80s, though. Like, Star Wars, but after that. 90s, too. Holy shit. 90s for sure.
Yeah. Alex isn't even making any money on it.
Yes. Now, Lord Illuminous Pooh with a $5 super chat that I'm a little puzzled by. I'm not sure exactly what this means, so maybe somebody can explain this. He says, I'm thinking about unaliving Unaliving, the main character in the book I'm writing. My autobiography needs some action. UNALIVING. I have no idea what that is. Anyone on the panel know what that is?
Not off the bat. I'm gonna look it up.
I have no idea.
YouTube speak for deleting, those words we can't say, like Arkansas. Things like
Oh, okay. I'm thinking about unaliving the main character in the book I'm writing. My autobiography needs some action. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very, very bad idea, and I wouldn't do that.
No, I don't think that. Of course, he is joking. Lord Illuminous Pooh is not entirely serious. Thank you, my lord. I appreciate that. And the Seaman has been a Dumentide of mine for 2 months now. Thank you, the Seaman. Says, only thing these woke writers will achieve is to make gatekeeping great again. Keep up the great work, Doomcock. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that, and I am a proud gatekeeper. Anytime anyone accuses me of being a gatekeeper, I'm like, thank you. Yes, I do like to keep the gate, and I like to keep you out. So, yeah, there we go. You called it like you saw it, and it was accurate. I am a proud gatekeeper, and I'm going to keep on doing it. Lou Capadona, excuse me, has been a Dumentide of mine for 17 months now. Thank you, Lou. Says, Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare trailer looks amazing. Between that movie, Argyle, and Fall Guy, that is a much-needed high-tea injection at the movies. I've heard of that, and it just sounded bizarre, and I didn't look at it.
you should look at the trailer. It's good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's World War II, like SEAL team kind of stuff. Henry
It
Cavill,
looks
Alan
ridiculously
Ritchson,
good.
Alan
Really?
Ritchson from Reacher is in it. They have it's apparently I think Carrie Elways plays Churchill. He gets his team together to do some stuff that needs doing off the books.
Wow.
Called again?
Ungentlemanly Warfare, something like that. It's
Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
yes.
And it sounded to me like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, like some kind of parody or something. I just blanked on it. Just like didn't even glance at it because
it feels kind of like the almost Inglourious Bastards, the way they get out there and they're just like mowing people down and stuff. It's very, very violent, very, very masculine and gritty.
Oh, it's written by Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Anybody that's banged Madonna
Back when she looked good.
Back when she looked good.
Back when she looked good is okay by me. Yeah, when she was in her Material Girl days, shit.
Yeah, now it looks like she's going for ET.
Yeah, I'm afraid that's true. But oh my God, she was hot back then, man. Woo, she sure was. I love her songs too back then. Some of those '80s hits, you know, Holiday and Crazy for You. Crazy for You is my favorite song of hers.
Yeah.
Lance has been an arch villain of mine for 29 months now. Thank you very much, Lance. He says, "Hail everyone, still making games as time allows. Focused on learning a new engine. Heard about Batman. Won't be buying or playing that game, not even watching playthroughs. Without respect, we reject." Amen, brother. Thank you, Lance. I'm glad you have internalized that universal law. Without respect, we reject. God bless you, buddy. Wilson, the unauthorized biography of Tom Hanks, with a $10 Canadian super chat. Hey, Wilson, it's been a while. He says, the deaths of the male JLA heroes, Flash gets pissed on, Jon Stewart is left in his boxers, Batman is dissed by Harley, and Superman is shrugged off. The fights leading to those deaths were just as bad. Fuck these people. God damn, I hope it just... I hope this just blows back on them, and they never are given the opportunity to do this kind of shit again. I hope they're just out. Hope they're fucking finished. This shit is disgusting. Hail and good night, Neon Knight out there in the chat. And Taylor Swift, greater than Disney Star Wars and MCU, has been a Dominion of mine for 42 months now. Thank you, my friend. Says, saw a Pet Shop Boys concert film in the theater. Well, why not? You go and see Taylor Swift, so you know you might as well. I don't know anything about Taylor Swift. I have never even heard one of her songs, so I can't. You know, I mean, there's just Taylor Swift, Justin Bieber, you know, any of these kinds of acts.
I mean, let's be realistic here. Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift are not going to be on the soundtrack when Doomcock takes over the world. Like you know, that's just not going to happen. That's not when you're assembling the robot army. No.
Yeah, I mean, I've just never even heard a single Taylor Swift song, or a Justin Bieber song.
You're not missing anything, Doomcock.
Yeah, I mean, oh god, these kind of groups, I don't know, man. Anyway,
Well,
I
it gets
imagine
dumped a
that
lot.
Pet Shop Boys is a step up from Taylor Swift. Although I will say, without ever having heard a single song she's ever done, Taylor Swift is indeed greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. I feel fairly certain that is true. Andrew Randell with a $20 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Andrew. Says people kept saying that Vigo was coming back. Wrong. There's a completely new bad, and I can't wait. Yeah, I love the wisecrack that Bill Murray makes about the villain.
Tall, dark, and horny.
Tall, dark, and horny. It feels so right, guys. It feels so damn right. Jeff C with a $4.99 super chat. Speak of Ghostbusters. Thanks, Jeff. He says, in Frozen Empire, Venkman will explain to the audience why a certain actor is in the movie. It's true. Patton Oswalt has no dick.
Well, that's what I heard.
That's what I heard. You know, God damn. Peck was hilarious. I'm
One of
glad
the
he's going to
greatest
be
jokes.
back. God
Yeah.
damn. He just always was such a dick in all of these movies. I wonder if he's really a dick. I heard he was a nice guy.
No, he's a pretty nice guy.
Yeah, not too bad.
Yeah. Well, he's, imagine, that guy literally, he couldn't walk down the street without people going, "Hey, Dickless." Every time. Can you imagine people saying that shit to you? You're in one of the biggest movies of all time, and people are like, "Hey, dickhead!" Like that's how they know you. The guy without the cock.
Dude,
It's terrible.
He's like a similar character in Real Genius too. So
Poor guy.
he's in three of some of the three biggest movies. He's in
Right.
Die Hard
Hard.
2, and Ghostbusters. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
That guy is a
Plays a
legend.
prick in all of them too. Yeah.
Well,
he is.
Yeah.
he was typecast, you know.
Yeah.
But he's still not the biggest dickweed in the world. The biggest
No, he's a
dickweed
nice
in the
guy.
world, in the cinematic world, was Bill Paxton in Weird Science. Chet is the king of the dickweed.
Like the panties.
Yeah. The look on his face when he says, have some bacon served in a dirty ashtray. It's the biggest dick in the world.
Yeah,
The
he was a fucking dickhead.
king of the dickweeds, man. He gets turned into a big pile of shit at the end. That is a great movie. Weird Science.
Yeah, we got to do that one too.
We
Yeah,
really
gotta
do, don't we?
Yeah.
We've never done that, have we?
No, we haven't. We haven't done that one.
God almighty.
Mike,
Kelly
have you seen
LeBrock
that one?
was- oh.
Oh, you know what? You're full of comedy. I haven't seen that one 5 or 6 times.
Wow. All right. Shit.
Wow. You know what? You know
We're
what? Go
lucky.
ahead.
We should go buy a lottery ticket, man.
Wow. Go make fun of the brown guy. Okay. Yeah. Is that how you want to end the show tonight, Mr.
That's how we
Andy
end it every night, man. Like, why wouldn't we stick with tradition?
Let me tell you something. I feel fairly confident that not only has Mike seen Weird Science, he has seen
I
it
have.
so many fucking times. The DVD sticks to the case.
Hey, you know what, Doomcock?
You know what
I
I
was.
mean?
I,
The
Doomcock,
DVD sticks
first of all,
to the
first of all-
case.
First of all, it's a VHS, and don't judge my life choices.
Yeah.
I'm saying like the pages of a Playboy stick together. That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, yeah. Let's just say it's hard to get the VCR cassette out of the case.
Well, I
She
mean,
was
hey,
so hot.
Mike,
God.
you can't blame Mike, man. I mean, Bill Paxton's a handsome guy.
No!
Oh gosh. Oh, why'd you do that?
Oh,
And he's white too. That's very, very diverse of you.
oh dear. I'm disturbed. I'm disturbed. You took a innocent little masturbation joke and just turned it into something dirty.
I'm sorry. I'm
you
such
know,
a.
I don't have a response. That was so good.
I know. Let's just. The sad part is it's after he gets turned into shit that.
Yeah.
Sad.
It's after that he gets out the Kleenex.
There's hentai. There's a great time for the bleach.
I love Weird Science, so I really love
It's
it.
fucking great.
And Paxton is a genius in it. How can, he is so fucking funny, that guy.
Yeah, he is. He's hitting him with the shotgun. Oh man.
Oh,
You said you were combing your hair.
Oh God. Kelly LeBrock. Oh shit. All right. Grimlock say watch Godzilla -1. It's been a Dementite of mine for 41 months now. Thank you, Grimlock say. And he says, I was a huge fan of the original Ghostbusters cartoon and original movie. This trailer really reminded me of the cartoon, expanding the lore. Excited. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I'm
Hell
glad
yeah.
there's new villains because
Yeah.
I was kind of like, do we have to have Gozer again? You know, but yeah, I'm happy to see new ghosts and new villains.
Yeah, me too.
And new weapons. Like Janine's got that side weapon on her. If you look at her wrist.
I didn't see. No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I don't want to know it, but it was great seeing her back too. I always thought she was sexy as hell in Ghostbusters to me.
Dude, watch Who's Harry Crumb.
Oh yeah.
She's in her underwear in that movie. She's a good-looking woman.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh. Woo! Who's Harry Crumb, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You ever seen that with John
No.
Candy?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, okay, you'll like it. There's
damn.
some SCTV alumni in that. Joe Flaherty's in it.
Nice.
It's directed by Peter Flaherty, or his brother. I think it's Peter
Sweet.
Flaherty.
Okay. I'll check that out.
Or Paul Flaherty.
Pohekna with a $5 super chat. Thank you. Pohekna says, "Hey, Overlord DVD. Sorry about the thing on Batman. Of course, DC is going offhand a lot. My donation should cheer you up. Your donation, this great company, this great chat, all the laughs we're having has cheered me up. Thank you, Pohekna, though, for contributing to that. That's it, buddy. Jay Prez has been a channel member for 41 months now. Thanks, Jay Prez. And he says,
Doom, your mic's clipping out again, buddy.
Oh.
You can bear there you go. That's better.
I wonder why.
It sounds like noise cancellation or something. I don't know.
No, I don't have any.
Okay. Well, it sounds good now. So
maybe I'm just being too vehement. I don't know. But Jay Prez says, haven't laughed this hard in a while. Thanks. I'm glad, man. Thank you so much, Jay Prez. It's great to see you, buddy. And we're glad we could put a smile on your face. We need that. All of us need that these days. Anti-derivative Jill. Hey, Jill. She's a wrench of mine, folks. And she's also a big Star Trek fan. And she sent a $10 super chat. Thank you, Jill. Says, except for Edith Keeler and a few old girlfriends, most of the time Captain Kirk is only wooing to save his true love, the Enterprise. And sure, he loves humanity. So what? That's charming. I agree with you, Jill. All of these, it's like a little woke catchphrase that, Captain Kirk, screwed every alien chick that he found. That's completely ridiculous. It's stupid. And it just shows people that never watch the goddamn show. If you're joking about it, that's one thing. If you're actually serious, then, you're just kind of pathetic, honestly.
And not to mention Carol Marcus, who he had a kid with, and he remember he had the line in Star Trek 2, Carol, I did what you wanted. I left you alone. I stayed behind.
Yeah, exactly. So it's ridiculous, And
I think all these feminists are just jealous of all the green hot women that he's banged. They just want to bang them for themselves.
That's exactly right.
That's
exactly right. And tough shit. They don't have the Shatner charm. They really
don't have the Shatner cack. Nope.
They do not. And Skeptical Panda points out in the chat, YouTube unsubscribed me. YouTube unsubscribed Skeptical Panda from this channel, folks. It happens every damn day. I am not making it up. I am not complaining about it just to be dramatic. It happens all the fucking time. And I'll tell you this, it happens to channel members too. People that are paying to be channel members. It
happens to me every couple months.
Yep. It's insane. Happens all the time, folks. Never doubt it. Shit. There's somebody that said that they were unsubscribed. I think it was 3 times in 5 weeks or 5 times in 3 weeks. It was one of those. I can't remember. Repeatedly, folks. Repeatedly. Jack Fleming Jr. is a new channel member at the Dumentite level. Thank you, Jack. Welcome to the club, buddy. We appreciate you. Thank you, buddy. This is awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. Jack Fleming Jr., ladies and gentlemen, a new channel member. And Jeremiah Hembry has been a Dumentite of mine for 9 months now. Thank you, Jeremiah. Says DC got the 4K for Superman the movie and Doctor Strangely. I am very happy. Yeah, I want to get the 4K Superman. Is it good? Have you all seen it?
I haven't seen the 4K one, no.
I understand. What?
I've got it. I've got Superman 1 and Superman 2 for 4K, but I haven't watched them yet.
Are they the extended versions?
Let me see.
Also, didn't you tell me that they've got the Donner version of Superman 2 on the 4K collection?
I think Andy mentioned that.
Yeah, Andy. Was it Andy?
No, it's Robert last week or the week before.
Okay.
That's what I thought. So I really want to get that.
It was Robert Wright 2 weeks ago. He mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got both the Donner and the regular cut on this one.
See, I want to see that. That would be awesome. Greg Kirby with a $2 Canadian super chat. Thank you, Greg. Says, remember Last Jedi trailer rocked too? Woke Busters. See, like people are saying the Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is going to be woke, and I don't see any evidence of that at all. Just
The
because
Star
of
Wars
Patton
trailer
Oswalt?
didn't rock.
No, the Last Jedi
No.
trailer did not.
No, it didn't.
I'll tell
And
you.
let's keep in mind we don't typically have the same problems with Sony that we do with, say, Disney.
Yeah.
Right.
And Ghostbusters has already redeemed themselves with one movie, so
Yes.
you know.
They've earned a little slack and a little faith, folks.
Yeah, they have.
Come on. Sean Carter with a $10 super. Oh, this is interesting, folks. Sean Carter with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Sean. He says, "Hail all. My dad worked on the Burbs. I got to meet Tom Hanks and Carrie Fisher at the wrap party, which was so cool. During filming, Dad fed Twinkies to the raccoons in the back lot at Universal." How fucking cool is that?
Yep.
Sean, so, I mean, wow. You actually got to see Carrie Fisher? Did you freak out? I mean, I can't imagine. Sean, you need to talk about this at some point. What was it like, dude? Inquiring minds want to know. Jealous minds want to know.
Yeah.
Was she dressed up like Slave Leia? Just tell me she was, please. George the Giant Slayer with a $19.99 super chat. Thank you, George. Says, "All hail Lord Doomcock. Batman killed and Flash body peed on. Just more Marxist deconstruction of heroes to demoralize the world. Never bow down. Never bend the knee. Quick question. When will Mexican Iron Man start rapping?"
Christmas time.
Is that actually on George the Giant Slayer super chat?
That is actually what George the Giant Slayer, that's a quote.
Wow, isn't that interesting? Well, we're gonna come with that, George the Giant Slayer. Well, suddenly I feel myself coming down with a head cold for your Sunday live stream, which I produce.
Uh-oh.
I have a fever. Oh,
He's got a fever, and the only solution is rapping. So
No.
there you go. George the Giant Slayer. He's going to be too busy rapping and breakdancing on the street.
and your mother was your brother, but your sister was your father, but your daddy was your best friend uncle's cousin.
Oh, well, Mexican Iron Man, the one rapper you might want to listen to or look into is there. Apparently, there's a rapper who raps about the 49ers. That he's a big 49ers fan, so maybe that's something you can get into.
Wow.
Yeah, there's several of them. But
yeah. I'm one of the people that's of the opinion that rap is spelled with a silent C.
Rap backwards sounds like polka. It's not my joke. It's not my joke. I stole it.
It's a good one, though. It's a good one.
It's true, too.
Nathan Robinson with a very kind $20 super chat. Thank you, Nathan. Nathan says, thanks, DC. I love all you guys. Thank you for kicking butt and making my day. You will never know how much you mean to everyone. Oh, man, that's very kind of you. Thank you, Nathan. I don't really know, but I just keep trying to do what I can. And, I try to be reasoned and try to be, analytical and fair. But some things just set me off. And this was one of those things, man. So I really appreciate it, Nathan. Very kind of you to say. And Grand Potato with a $4.99 super chat. And this is something I've heard from other people too. So Grand Potato, I can attest to this. Grand Potato says, just saw the trailer for Universal's Epic Universe, and they will demolish Disney when they open next year. I've heard this from people inside Universal's Epic Universe development park and everything. I've respected their wish for me not to talk about it too much, but I think that Epic Universe at Universal is going to be the Disney Slayer. It's gonna kill their theme parks.
Did you see the 7.5 minute trailer that came out yesterday?
I have not had a chance. Actually, Roberts, you sent it to me, didn't you, Mike? Who sent it to me?
I send it to you.
Yeah.
And it is I already told Max, I'm like, hey, when this thing opens, which is supposedly it's gonna open fall of next year. I told him, I said, whatever's the first summer, we're going there. So for us, that's probably gonna be summer of 26. If it opens up in fall of 25, it is unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I think there's some things that they did in the design that are really just an F you to Disney. Like, here's one of them. They're going to have a 500-room hotel immersed in the experience right in the middle of this thing.
Wow.
And I'm sure that they're going to do it freaking right. And they're not going to
cool.
have to close it after a year or two.
Yeah.
I mean, that is such an, when I saw that they were doing that and the way it looks, it is such a huge FU. I mean, if I were at Disney, I'd be like, oh, so they're going to put a hotel in the middle of their theme park and we can keep ours open for more than 2 years or more than a year and a half. Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Harry Potter and Nintendo alone would do that too. I mean, oh my gosh.
Oh, it is.
They're going to do one of the new theme park areas is going to be just the Universal monsters. How cool is that going to be?
Oh,
fucking awesome.
God.
Yeah.
Can you
Right.
imagine something that like it's going to be like there's 5 parks. One of the parks is going to be dedicated to the entire monster universe of the Universal, the entire
Oh, my
catalog
God.
from Bela Lugosi forward.
Oh, I can't wait. Oh, my God. That's going to be good.
But
And
Disney
I got,
has a counter. Our princesses have cocks.
it's a twofer, 2-in-1, 2-in-1.
I'm just waiting for on Tiana's Tiana, since they tore down my beloved Splash Mountain. I just out of curiosity, I want to know if Tiara's Ghetto New Orleans Adventure is going to have like a CVS or a Walgreens for me to go get some stuff while I'm on the ride, you know.
Doomcock, speaking of this Universal, I got to point this out to you because you'll love this. So they said Phase 2 expansion, and it said in the Monster Park universe, another one of the bigger attractions is said to be part of this early expansion is a Creature from the Black Lagoon indoor boat ride in Dark Universe, which is the monster.
Oh, man. That's going to be so damn cool. That's got to, well, I got to, look, I know people that work at Universal, the theme parks, and they have broken attendance records twice last year, and both times, like the Disney Disney World was just, you could count, like one time, I think it was Halloween, guys. I think it was Halloween where Universal like shattered records, and there were 160 cars over at Disney World. The individual I was speaking to counted them because they were that easy to count.
Yeah.
here's the other thing.
Universal has like Halloween stuff right by the Psycho house.
Right.
How can
And the
you
other
beat
thing,
that?
thing too is if you look at that when you see that video, Doomcock, you'll see, like with Universal, you'll see a company that's proud of their legacy and their history. They're proud of their Universal monster catalog. They're proud of all their, dragon and all the different things that they've got their hands on. Yet here we are at Disney where they're not proud of Walt. They're not proud of any of the things that made Disney great. And because if they were, then this was our 100-year anniversary. We didn't get any re-releases of any of the classics in 4K and theaters. This is a company that's ashamed of its past, whereas Universal is celebrating in the future. They're going to give us a future where they celebrate, their past, and I think that's very refreshing.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes all the difference in the world. You don't want to go on a postmodern commentary laden with feminism on the movies and things that you love. You want to live the adventure.
Yeah.
So we're not going to have some stupid woman standing on the body of the Creature from the Black Lagoon, shooting a spear gun into him. Probably not going to be there, huh?
Well, more importantly is that we're not going to be part of an immersive experience where the Creature from the Black Lagoon, tries to find within himself what are his real pronouns. Or her.
Yeah, the creature like rears up out of the water and dun 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 dun, and hands everybody a card that has their pronouns on it. Goes back down. Yeah.
Well, one thing's for sure, Universal is going to own Halloween.
Oh yeah.
They're going to own Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So-
just think of the Harry Potter world. If they make a hotel that's Harry Potter-esque, how many people are going to go to that alone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, they're
God,
doing
yeah.
the other one. They're doing they're expanding the Harry Potter world to the Ministry of Magic. They're adding a third park there. I've been to those things. You can't get inside of them. They're jam packed the whole time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They look amazing, and like for like Gary said, like Halloween, it's a big time for it, and also Christmas is a big time. Like they really do the things up in those parks.
If it's going to be this good, I wonder if it actually could be where they would just have to basically close the gates at some point. Like if it just gets so fucking crowded.
They do that in the Harry Potter section there. When I took my kids there the last time when they were smaller, they had a wait list. Like you had to wait to get in. They had to let so many people out before they would let more people in.
Yeah, I mean, Disney's not really having that problem these days.
No.
No.
'Cause
Sorry,
they-
Doom. We were running away with this here. Do you have any more super chats?
Oh yeah, just a few more here.
Okay.
Let's see. Grand Potato, thank you for that. Chris Tutu has been a Dumentite of mine for a month. Thank you, Chris. And he says, here's to a 2024 of decent or even good entertainment. Lots of love, DVD. Love you too, Chris. Thanks a lot, man. We're both, all of us are hoping for a better 2024. And so far, shit, it's looking like maybe we're off to a good start, you know. Godzilla -1 at the end of last year, and then, you know, Ghostbusters, Dune is coming. I'm still not convinced Argyle is going to go south, but we'll see. We'll see very soon. Starts tomorrow, actually. And Chris Tutu with a $69.99 Canadian super chat, and that makes you a producer on tonight's Pop Culture Breakdown. Thank you, Chris. Chris says, the artificial moral outrage is unbelievable. The moral grandstanding on gender roles in modern cinema is getting very old and annoying. I'm hoping with Disney's repeated flops, it'll force investors to take action. The woke will become broke. I think, Chris, that is happening. I think that Nelson Peltz is doing a fine job of raising awareness. I mean, he's getting press, right, Mike? You said he was quoted on Bloomberg and Forbes. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I mean, he specifically said which two board members that he wants out, and that release was this afternoon. So he's on the offense now. Look, I don't know if numerically he's going to win this battle that's scheduled for April, but I can say that the battle has begun, and a lot of what we're going to find is a lot of the information we're looking for is going to happen after this earnings call. Which, by the way, everybody tune in next week because I will be reporting on it. That call is literally a week from today, and it happens, and then I'm going to report on it. So between that time and the shareholder meeting, which is in April, we've got 2 months, and in that 2 months, we're going to know what's really happening with this. And if Iger doesn't have one heck of an earnings call, Piltz is just going to literally hit the gas full throttle. And who knows if he wins in April? He might not win, but if Disney continues to perform lousy and Peltz doesn't win, now we're in class action lawsuit shareholder territory, in my opinion. Financial
I
advice.
think so.
I mean, even if he doesn't have the votes and he doesn't win and he gets no board seats, what's he going to do? Do you think this is the kind of guy, Doomcock, that's going to walk away and leave it at that? I don't think so.
Fuck no. And the people that he's converted along the way will pick up the torch and keep pressing. I think even if he doesn't get on, I think he wins. I think he's raising awareness. I think questions are being asked. And that one investor that my source told me said outright to Bob Iger, you know, if Disney had 2 brain cells left to rub together, they'd fire you and hire Buckethead as CEO. And that, of course, was me. That's what they said. And I heard another anecdote that I cannot repeat, unfortunately, but it was
because they'll sell them out.
Yeah, it was even worse. It was even worse. I can't say, but yeah, I mean, the investors are, and the fact that this shit is getting stirred up, and it's getting in their face. It's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like when you're walking around with a I don't know, like a rock in your shoe, and it is gradually, hurting worse and worse and worse, and then you see something that makes you realize, oh goddamn, I need to take my shoe off and take this rock out. I think that Peltz is that reminder, and I think that Iger and the board is the rock, and I think that the investors are going to fucking, I think that the rebellion is coming. I think the rebellion is coming. Well, let's go around and plug away, folks. Gary Ambrosia, anything you would like to plug, please do.
Just come on back next week, kids. We'll be here. We love you. Hail to the chat. Hail to the wrenches. We hope you had a great time tonight. Thanks for being here, and we'll see you later. Stay angry, kids.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it, buddy. Robert Wright, go ahead. What do you got to plug?
Hey, I've got a YouTube channel, Rob Wright's Gen X Pop Culture. The video came out on Monday for movies from 1982. We've actually covered quite a few of them on Pop Culture Breakdown, but check that out. I give my top 10. Doomcock, I'm sure you would agree with some of my top 10 movies from 1982. That's a great video. Coming up on my channel, I'm going to try and do kind of a love theme for Valentine's Day, love songs of the 80s, and then probably a romantic movie for Valentine's Day coming up. And then don't forget to join us on Friday night, 7:30 Central, for Friday Night Frolics. Doomcock sings some amazing songs. He's got some great parodies. Harvey tells some funny jokes. We have a lot of fun in the chat. Come join us. It's just a good time to relax and kick off the weekend.
Thank you very much, Robert, and congrats on the channel. And please subscribe to Rob Wright's Gen X Pop Culture, folks. He won't steer you wrong. Thank you, Chaos Oi, in the chat, and hail to Princess Fiona out there as well. And Mike, go ahead and plug away, brother.
Oh, let's do Andy first. I'm bringing something up on the screen.
Oh, okay. Andy Masterson, go ahead and plug away. The Laboratory of Mayhem.
Well, I would like to take this time to suggest, since Valentine's Day is coming up, I think we should plan on, for that week, the most romantic movie of all time, Play Misty for Me. Just putting it out there.
I like that. I think that's great.
Oh my God. Jessica Walter, man. Yeah, man. Good movie though. Good movie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andy. And Mike, what say you?
All right, let's see. I actually have things to promote. I'm going to promote a couple of things. One is Criticless, which is a user-created way to review movies. It's a new app, and I've started using it, and it's pretty awesome. Criticless, just spelled just the way it sounds. CRATICLESS. Check it out. It's pretty fun. It's pretty awesome, and it's not one of these woke-supported platform weirdos. But if you could share my screen, Doomcock, this Friday, in Las Vegas, Polly and I will be at a taco Mexican restaurant from 5 to 7 p.m. It's me and Polly, and anybody that wants to show up this Friday in Las Vegas, you can go to my Twitter, you can send me an email, or you can just look it up on Eventbrite. It is free. You will get drinks. You will get free tortillas and chips and yummies and tacos, but there is a limit of 2 rabbit chickens per person. So this is just something me and Polly are doing. We're going to be in town for a Santana concert, and so we just said, hey, if anyone's in the Vegas area, come on by from 5 to 7, and drinks and food are on us.
Wow. Holy shit.
So anybody in Xanadu that's out there, come to Vegas from 5 to 7, and 3930 Las Vegas Boulevard. It's at Husong's, and we will be in the bar in the corner. So, yep. All you got to do is get there.
How cool, man. Wish I could be there. That would be a lot of
fun. And
Todd
from Xanadu will be there, so will his brother. So I already know there's 3 or 4 people from Xanadu that are going to be there. So
that is outstanding, man. Well, congratulations on that. And all right. Well, I think this has been a great time. I want to thank all my wrenches for doing such a great job. I want to thank everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for being so damn cool. Thank you guys for raising my spirits. Thank you for carrying the torch of the pop culture that we love out from this channel into the larger world. You guys are absolutely awesome. I love you. Hail to Chaos Oi out there, and SP4H, and all the rest of you wonderful, wonderful folks. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock and my panel of pop culture pundits bidding you all, my friends, oh yes, stay angry. Come and see me on Friday Night Frolics, and come back next Wednesday for our Valentine's Day extravaganza. I'm not sure what we're going to do, but it's going to be somethine Valentine-y. All right. See you then. Good night, everybody.